Hello and welcome back to the Eternal Tournament Series Team League. I'm your host aReNGee, joined by ExKirby for the day. We just saw our first sweep of the Team League as Kamato's Chalice deck on Team Titans took down all of OND Feather by himself, which, while impressive, Chalice, once it gets rolling, gets pretty hard to stop. We saw some pretty surprising wins towards the end there.
That's surprising was one word for it.
Yes.
Yeah, that massive long series is out the window, and now we actually might have some quick games for once.
Yes, we're moving into a match with some players that are known a bit more for their aggressive play. So let's look down to the game itself. We've got OND Flame versus SPG Echo. Now, Flame, you know a lot of the players on here: Unearthly, Ilya K, Thundershot, Shed. These are all names that have been in the ETS for a long time and we've seen on stream for a long time. And something you've been seeing a lot of is Unearthly's Burn Queen deck, or Big Queen as he now calls it, Stone Scar Aggro, whatever you want to call it. He won the tournament not this weekend, but the previous weekend with this deck. A version of this deck won literally yesterday, so the second week, and we've seen it in a number of lists today. So he'll be leading off for OND Flame. A Recano Master no more. Stone Scar Burn is the place to be.
I still think someone hacked into his account, but we'll gloss over that detail.
All right, so he's their captain, he's their lead, and he'll be playing against TonyG on Felon Control. Now, Felon Control is something we've seen a bunch of today, more than I expected, I have to admit. And Flame brought their own version for their anchor, Thundershot. Now, TonyG is known for Armory, but we're not going to see any Armory out of him today. So, bit of a change.
I think the swing to Felon Control for most teams is that they were expecting Chalices because it is a very consistent deck, as we're finding out quite a lot. And Felon Control theoretically has a good matchup versus it because of the gift such. Obviously, results are proving somewhat otherwise, but we'll gloss over that detail.
Well, it did win the first game, and then it was very close to winning the second game.
Yes.
So, and yeah, we've got we've got one of our top players, Kampfkroat, who was the MSM champion, coming out of retirement. He hasn't been playing for a little while, and he's joining us for the Team League as the anchor there on Burn Queen, a list that I am told is 89 cards identical to Unearthly's list. So
I've had a look. It's something close to that.
Yes. So very, very close on there. Looking just quickly at the decks before we hop into the game, as I know the players are impatient to get rolling. We've got the Big Queen list for you there. The difference here is that, like we saw before, we're not going with the Flame Blast. We've got the Obliterates, the Soulfire Drakes. Yeah, okay, maybe we saw this deck already. And
I think we've seen this match. I can't remember which team brought it, but I do remember thinking one of the other teams
that
brought
was Bradykin versus Darkness in the
Yes, that'd be it.
the Warcry versus Destiny opener. Actually,
Yes.
the anchor match. So TonyG's Felon list, very similar to a Lunex's Felon list that we just saw playing there, with the 3 Veras on the top end, the full Champion of Cunning package, Withering Witch, Black Sky Harbinger, the Lightning Strikes.
Yeah, Lightning Strikes I do like versus Stone Scar Burn because it is fast removal.
This might actually be the identical list, in all honesty.
No Swindle.
Oh, that's true. All right, so completely different list. That's a game changer right there. All right, so the players are ready to go. I'm just waiting for our lovely hand cam to come up. If it wouldn't mind doing that.
And I'm also waiting for the hand cam.
Well, that's not good.
I know it's not good.
All right. Oh, there we go.
Got it? Okay, good. Well, you're sorting that out. TonyG's pre-mulligan hand, one would have to presume is 3 power, 2 favors, and a witch. So I imagine that's going to get shipped in short order.
Oh. You know what? I'm glad you said that, because the players moved on me again, and we were spectating the wrong side. Sorry, I'm not very good at production. All right, we're back into it.
So, do I get a hand cam or no?
Just refresh it. It loaded for me. Or, actually, I guess you don't have it.
I don't have it.
Whoops.
It's cool. So TonyG actually did keep that hand with the 2 now 3 favors in it. I guess he's hoping to just trade all of the things ever.
No, I mean, an aggressive deck, Vera's Favor is a really good card. Unearthly's playing a bunch bunch of
That's-
X1s.
He's playing a few. I don't think it's worth keeping a hand with 2 Virus Favor, Witch, and... Okay, I think he did actually have the Storm. Okay, so Storm doesn't actually make it better, never mind. I'm going to shut the hell up. And that Bloodcaster is uncastable. Actually, no, he needs to play a
He
favor
needs
cast
to
it.
use his Varus Favor, but it will become
Yeah,
castable.
Yes, but it's not castable this turn, which is
Unearthly,
unfortunate.
as is always his woes with aggressive decks, draws a ton of power. He's already on 6, and he does not have a lot of action to go along with that. So the guy's so good at drawing power, he should really just become a control deck player. We've seen our first Ikaria in terms of portraits, and
Yep.
a Roland.
Yeah, I do like the Ikaria like wings effect.
Yeah.
So G, and it's Unearthly's turn waiting on. Okay.
So far be it for me to call anybody out, but those are non-premium Bandit Queens in Unearthly's hand. Honestly, I think Unearthly just needs to concede right now.
He needed to concern when he signed up with Stonescar instead of Ricano, but
Yeah.
we'll solve that need.
So Witch plus Storm is going to be good. Bloodcaster is going to come down here.
Witch Storm isn't going to be that good. It's going to come down, I think, to... Well, okay, you can Witch Storm on different turns, but I don't think they get enough value, especially out at this slow start from an Earthly, where he just only has the... He's going to have 2 units on turn 4. That's not something you want as Burn Queen. So the Witch Storm is going to get too much value. The Storm itself might pick up 1 or 2, especially combined with the Varus Favor or 2. That I do like, but I don't think the Witch gets enough on its own, or as a card.
Well, if Unearthly plays like Pyro Knight and then drops in a Cabal Countess, the Storm's going to pick up a fair amount.
Yeah, Storm Favor I like there. Because Tony G's probably going to take this 4 to the face. I don't see a world in which you block this.
Well, I mean,
no, I'm done. It's not deadly. I'm losing my mind.
It's Overwhelm. Not blocking does play around stuff like Varus Favor.
Or Rapid Shot, okay.
I don't actually know if Unearthly specifically is playing Varus Favor. I think it plays a couple. Yeah, it's got 3.
I think it played... Well, yeah, it's played 1 already.
You probably Vera Storm here.
Yeah,
it cleans up the champion. It takes care of an annoying unit.
Yeah.
And it's not like you've got any better plays. Trade's 2 for 2. You're just buying time.
Yeah. And then you can hold the Witch for something. What, does Unearthly have anything that really Witch
Impending
deals?
Dooms? Yeah.
Impending Doom's flying, though. Like, I'm thinking, like, the Witch can deal with it on its own. I think the best thing you can hope to get is probably...
Like an Instigator?
Instigator or Champion.
Yeah. So not a ton. Which is not the most valuable card in this matchup, and
no. So yeah, G is just going to trot out the Favor, trot out the Storm, and hope Unearthly can't reload with anything massive. Unfortunately, he has a Queen and a Cabal Countess in his hand, so that's going to go badly. He's going to hold it. That Lightning Strike does a lot of work for Pony, actually.
Yeah, that kills a lot of stuff out of the Stonescar burn deck. Everything except for Impending Doom.
More importantly, it kills this Cabal Countess that's going to come down, presumably. Because Cabal Countess comes down, I guess it ults?
You could play Bandit Queen with it and just push.
Wait, how much is the... Okay, it's going to go for the Queen route, which I think... Yeah, it's 3 more damage, but you do open up...
So, I assume you strike the Queen and then you Varus Favor the
Yeah,
Countess.
that seems like a sensible line of play. Because, like, this is why I was having doubts about playing the Queen there, in that...
And then Ronin stands alone.
Yeah, you leave yourself open to, okay, I just get... The opponent just plays removal, and then suddenly I have nothing again. This Bloodcaster... Oh boy.
Yeah, it looks like Pony G has survived the initial stages, and Unearthly's drawn too much power. There's no more Flame Blast in these lists to bail him out from Flood, and...
There is Impending Dooms, there's Drakes, but it's not the same as going, oops, I accidentally drew an 18 damage spell!
Yeah.
Or 19 damage, I guess.
That would take a lot of power on a lot of turns.
I believe. And there's just some gas out of Unearthly's deck, now in the hands of Tony. Takes the Ricano Outlaw. See if Unearthly gets anything better from the card down. He does not.
Not that
So
Rakano Outlaw would have been super exciting there either.
well, it's something. At least if you get a combat trick, it goes a bit better.
Unearthly with hands of ice. Just brick, brick, brick. I hope he's saving for a house. Alright, Felon Bloodcaster's gonna ultimate here.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I guess just swing with Outlaw, play safe. Just swing with Outlaw, and then just Bloodcaster activate Bloodcaster. Nothing's not running any weapons main deck, is he? No. He's not even running any weapons sideboard, so you're not really scared of. I guess he could swing with both. The only issue I have with this, if Unearthly does find a Suffocate or something, or actually no, he's already Suffocate mainboard. Or even then, like it's only 2 damage in a Warcry trigger. It's not too terrifying. I guess it's fine. But yeah, you could play the Bloodcaster, activate the Bloodcaster, draw a 6/6 champion of Cunning that's double activated. I think that's the game. I struggle to think of any card that Unearthly can top deck into.
No, I think the champion comes down and takes him out.
Unearthly, unbeknownst to him about the contents of Tony's hand, just obliterates, gets it in the Warcry, and it now has to stare down this champion. I don't even hate playing the Withering Witch here. Like, just as a thing that gets bigger. I'm not entirely sure it's the best line of play, but I certainly don't hate it. But I don't see a line of play in which you don't play the champion.
No. And, I mean, the witch doesn't really do anything either way. The only thing it changes is Doom. So.
Yeah. Like, anything with more than that 1 health becomes a bit weaker. So it's just like, do you value the damage, or do you just value the emergency button? And Earthly realizes he's dead and just scoops it up.
Alright, so 1 win for Tony G on Felon Control. And we look now to the sideboards.
And I have the strangest feeling it's only going to get worse for Unearthly, because I'm seeing a 4th copy of Lightning Storm in the sideboard of Tony. Which doesn't get too much. I guess, yeah, the extra Lightning Storm, the extra Permafrost. The extra Annihilate as well. Just go Hound the removal and take out the Varas.
So Sabotage probably comes in. There's a lot of stuff there. Suffocate kills a number of things. Again, that you want to see. Annihilate is
Tony doesn't have Suffocates in his sideboard.
No, I'm looking at Unearthly here.
I'm
for
losing
the main one.
Okay,
Sorry.
I'll explain why I'm confused.
Yeah, Tony just brings in his early stuff. Backlashes are okay. Storms are okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you want them, but like the extra removal you board and you take out your Varas and you're pretty much okay. Unearthly, I agree. Getting in the Sabotage is going to be really important so it can actually have units that live for more than 1 turn. Beyond that, I don't really see what else you can. I guess the Suffocates are also good, but beyond that, maybe you want the extra Annihilate, but what do you cut for it? I guess you take.
Tony G certainly has more options than Unearthly. Unearthly needs to keep his aggressive core intact while boarding out for him. Whereas Tony G, he can just cut his top end. He doesn't need his Veras. He doesn't need his Witches. He doesn't necessarily need the champion. So that gives him at least 6, maybe 10 slots.
Yeah. He doesn't need to board in much, I don't think. Like, he just needs the bit of extra removal. I don't think he needs much else from that, unless he's like super scared of obliterate. Yeah, because he's obviously not going to go in for his high-end Rain of Frogs Omen gift package. Feeding Time, maybe if you're really scared of Drakes, but I'm not entirely sure it's worth. Yeah, I just think you take in the extra copy of Storm, Annihilate, and Perma and just go from there. And I am very much concerned for an Earthly here. If only he was on Ricano.
Well, Ricano does have a pretty good Felon matchup.
Yeah.
In some time. At least some percentage of the time, depending on what you're playing.
How many protects can I put on this one dude?
Yes. So,
looks like I think Tony's done with his sideboarding. I think Unearthly again has to think a bit harder about what he wants to cut out and what he wants to put in. So give him some time.
Yeah, well, as always, being the aggressive deck, running into like a control deck geared to beat you is not quite what you want to be, and it's always pretty difficult to find exactly what you're looking for. So
Yes. I just. I guess you take out the Outlaws, because I don't think you can get in with the Outlaws enough to make them work.
these Outlaws have not looked good today. We've seen them
No.
a bunch of matches, and they've always looked like the worst card. They die to
Yeah.
Storm, they die to Suffocate. They don't die to Varus Favor. Could you imagine they were a 2-1? That would not be a very good card to play.
If they were a 2-1, then I think Unearthly would go cry in a corner.
Well, at least he has his Champion of Glory to bring back some of his glory. All right.
Still waiting. Okay. So I just don't know if he can get in enough.
No, it's going to be very difficult for Unearthly to push enough damage before TonyG can stabilize. Feln has a lot of tools to fight against this style of deck, and it's been set up pretty well
Yes.
to combat that. So it's really a matter of how much damage he can push in before TonyG sort of slams the door. You know, if they stumble,
Yeah.
they can definitely get in there, but Bandit Queen doesn't look quite as good here as it does elsewhere because there are like Stewards and Bloodcasters and Lightning Storms to keep the board from getting too wide. And without the Grenadin drones and the assembly lines and stuff that the other Queen decks have played in the past, it's harder for Bandit Queen to really make a major impact. And then you're looking towards your Impending Dooms to do a lot of the heavy lifting. Which it's just really hard to do into the like quad annihilate package that TonyG is throwing back at you.
It's
So
what I don't like about the big Queen decks as opposed to Rally Queen is that you go big, but versus these control decks, your only way of winning is going under them, and without the rallies and units to support the rallies, you're not really reliably going under them enough. And at the point where you're casting Impending Dooms and Obliterate, your opponent's already got board states to deal with them.
That was previously fine because you know, Flame Blast forgave a lot of deck building choices that were kind of questionable. But nowadays it's a lot harder to get away with that, and we're seeing some of those problems come to the fore here, even just in the sideboarding. It's very difficult to pick how you wanted to. Oh my god!
What's gone wrong now?
We're looking at the same person again.
Whoops.
Yeah. All right. So
Tony's got the Island Stave, he's got the Lightning Strike, he's got the power to get up to 4, and at that point he's got a Steward. So a slow hand. Unearthly, meanwhile, sat on a Champion Cling, which he will be able to activate. That's kind of terrifying.
Well, I mean, Lightning Strike, interestingly enough, totally deals with that.
Yes.
So TonyG has the answer already in hand. Pre-nerf, it would have been a 5/5 on turn 3, and that would not really have been super beatable.
But once again, that was bullshit. So just pretend that never happened.
Yeah.
And carry on as it were. Tony just throws up the face Aegis, so that protects from some face damage. Probably won't be a great deal, but it'll be enough to maybe win him the game. Who knows? And he chooses not to play the champion here. I think he's going to try and
goes
contest.
Goes for the Countess. Yeah. Tony's probably going to play his Steward.
Yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't play a Steward as Tony.
And then it looks like Unearthly's going to suffocate and play a Champion of Chaos. So reasonably good spot for Unearthly.
Yeah. The only reason I can see of maybe not playing the Varus Favor is you are playing around the Gamal Contest and holding Lightning Strike for it, but I feel like that's a tad overkill. So yeah, the Suffocate from Unearthly is going to come down, mop up this Steward, and Unearthly's just going to go face like he does best.
He's learned well.
Yeah, the champ, go face. And that's a Permafrost. That's actually super good. So now Tony can just go, okay, Vara's Favor, the Cabal Countess, Permafrost, the champion.
The only better Permafrost target in the deck is really Impending Doom because it gives you your own clock, but you've got an Annihilate for that.
Yeah, you have an answer to that in your hand already. You got 2 answers to that in your hand already.
So it's not like out of the question that he just Permafrost here instead of holding up Lightning Strike, because
I think he just dropped the Permafrost. Actually, what else is Unearthly's deck dies to Lightning Strike? I think that's a consideration.
Yeah.
Because with line of play, actually, with playing the Permafrost, you hold Lightning Strike. So if Unearthly top deck's a Queen, you can deal Queen as well. I don't know if playing around the Queen is something you want to do, but you have the option.
Yeah, no, I think having Lightning Strike is nice. Like you already have the Annihilate for the the Soulfire Drake, which is a major concern of yours. Although you really would rather silence that, and there's no feeding times to do that here. Although
feeding time's too slow, I think.
Yeah.
If Unearthly actually had more of a reasonable curve out, then the feeding time would just look really bad in the hand. aReNGee, I think he's going to just try and Lightning Strike this then. He's going to get away with it. I don't think Unearthly can really stop this out. He's not playing Recon, he doesn't have Fire Star, he doesn't have Protect. It's just unfortunate. And now Unearthly just goes to 5, doesn't really want to do anything. I think he's going to try and play out this Cabal Countess. But I feel like that's going to get annihilated or permed or something.
Probably annihilated, since if Unearthly doesn't draw anything, he's going to just ultimate it, and you don't really want to take 6.
Yeah, taking 6 seems like a bad idea. Oh, you are on 22, but yeah, I know annihilating is okay, never mind. Actually, no. You take the 5.
And then you permafrost it.
Yeah, you permafrost it. That's completely fine. Yeah, you just annihilate the Cabal Count. You Death Strike the Cabal Countess, apparently. And then take the 5 permafrost. I don't know if I like that over annihilating.
Yeah. No, it's more power to hold up, but annihilate is cheaper, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's the permafrost. And now Tonchi just needs to find a power and he can draw some cards.
Will we see the Torch own Soulfire Drake to activate deck plan? First he has to draw the Torch.
Well, obviously, yeah, that's an important detail that you've kindly missed over there. The Suffocate is actually going to be quite nice here, because Tonchi doesn't actually have anything beyond more removal in his hands. So he's going to... Unearthly's bought himself some time, certainly.
No, Unearthly doesn't really have anything either.
Well, yeah, but at least, again, he can torch his own Drake, he can draw into another Drake, he can find a Queen, he could... Because the Annihilate was... The Death Strike was played over the Annihilate,
Queen would be pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, Queen. Yeah, that's
Speaking of which... Ooh, foreshadowing.
So, okay, the thing... aReNGee does have Vara's Favor Witch into it, unfortunately. But...
So that's actually an interesting point that we haven't talked about. We talked about how Withering Witch wasn't super good in the matchup, just sort of overall like pretty slow. It's not like a big mid-range deck where they put a couple of big fat guys in play and then you get up to 7 power.
Yeah.
But here, I mean, it combines with Vera's Favor to give him a removal spell, and then he's got that big 1/1 clock.
25 turns. Here we go.
I don't know.
The problem with this is, if you play Black Sky Harbinger now, you've just given an Earthly charge and Flaying.
Yes, and his own Vera's Favors are now live, even if he doesn't have torches.
His own Vera's Favors can go face. It's not too bad.
No, the Favor pops the Drake.
Yeah. But, like, why would... oh, yeah, his Favors pop the Drake. I don't know what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Doesn't kill the 1/1. The 1/1 doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
That's the problem with Witch nowadays. Witch as a 1/4 could actually block things and like trade with 3 power attackers, because it could come down and stop an Instigator, for example, all on its own. Nowadays, it's just a spell.
Yeah, it's a spell with a ability to kill a ground unit, which isn't too bad. Tony almost has a double activated champion on hand. He has full problem. He has the 5th Shadow in hand. I'd be tempted just to play it.
I think he's trying to decide whether or not he wants to hold up Annihilate just in case.
I know, he doesn't get power for it. Yeah, he's holding up Annihilate. So he's going to play champion, hope probably next turn, I think. Because you do actually need to eventually start killing an Earthly, because he will just keep doing this.
Well, bet you wish you had that Death Strike now.
Yep. The Annihilate will take up 4 of this damage, and I think you could just throw the Witch under the bus at this point.
Yeah. Well, not necessary. It's not super necessary at this point. Champion is going to buff it, assuming it comes down next
Yeah,
turn.
actually, that's true. Yeah, I think remembering Champion exists makes this a lot better. And here's the problem. The Baxter Homja would be so good if it weren't for the fact that the Cellfire Drake was a 5-1.
I think you
It
played
does actually get...
like. I think what Tony G's playing around with holding the champion is obliterate.
Yeah, or like that's what the only thing he's playing around here. That's
All
the
right.
only thing that can really deal with him at this point. All right, so yeah, I think you do have to play the Baxter Harmonger, but it doesn't unfortunately activate the Soulfire Drake. So Unearthly's top decks are considerably better now.
It's a little awkward. That witch is like it worked
Not
out,
great.
but not quite as well as he would have liked.
Yeah, it wasn't ideal. I think Avara's favor would have sufficed in the situation. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Beyond that, to be fair, Unearthly's got a pretty good clock going now, especially with the champion cunning. Like, I don't hate playing the champion now, just because your opponent's got nothing. Hey, you're flying Ronin.
If your opponent had obliterate, they probably
Yeah.
obliterate the BSH here. So
Yeah.
you're probably safe from that at least.
Of course, top decks being the fickle things they are can
Yeah.
ruin this, but I guess you still got a 5/5 Harbinger. That's still really good.
Yeah. You've got enough threats on board that even if your champion dies, it's fine.
Yeah.
What?
Play around something?
Defensive rapid shot,
shot?
potentially?
Yeah, defensive rapid shot, I guess, is the play around.
Play around
Doesn't
another
really-
flying charger. Doesn't want to
Yeah.
get smorked out. Unearthly does have a couple cards he hasn't shown. So just conservative play at a Tony.
Yeah.
It would have
I guess it
only been a
makes
3
sense.
life swing. So
Yeah.
he
And
does.
lightning, even if it is a defensive rapid shot that turns into an offensive rapid shot, this lightning strike blows that out of the water.
Yeah. So like if he had a rapid shot and then attacks with the Ronin, the lightning strike gives him a lot of defense against that.
Yeah. That storm is not great, but it's not terrible either. You lose out on 3 damage, but you do take out the Ronin, which does reduce Unearthly's ability to do combat tricky things. And G says, "Hey, I'm just going to ace base you," because that is a very large amount of damage. Depends how he blocks. He's going to take the 12 and take out this witch before it gets even bigger. And he's now staring down lethal.
Yeah, chumping doesn't really improve the thing for him.
Yeah.
And I think that'll do it.
Exactly a blist. Yeah, he's just dead. So he scoops it up, and the Feld takes it. Takes the first match series, whatever you want to call it, 2-0.
Yes. Ooh, I didn't put up the players thing. All right, so Unearthly has fallen, and we now go back to the match card as OND Flame will choose their next player to send out. Will they send out Aggro Combre against Felon Control, or will we see the Felon Control mirror?
They said they're going to send in the aggro bray, or I don't. Yeah, I guess they're going to try and save the mirror.
Okay.
I think. Here's the problem I see with this though. Doesn't aggro combre sort of have the same sort of? I guess you have protect, so it's less vulnerable to
Stand together as well.
Yeah. So it's less vulnerable, but it does hit the peak at the sort of same time that Felon Control does sort of start getting its big boys in place.
All right, so we will take a minute to get that set up. So we'll just take a short break for production to switch scenes, then we'll be right back. And we are back with the second match between OND Flame and SPG Echo. OND Flame has decided to send in Shed on aGreCombre, looking to undercut some of Feln's defensive strategies rather than sending a Feln versus Feln mirror as they trying to go over the top. So we will have to see how Shed can handle it.
Really, the cards I'm looking for Shed are basically anything that gives ace. If he doesn't draw into those, then Tony's just going to go, okay, hold this removal, hold this big boys. I'm just going to outvalue you and outboard you and win eventually. If he finds the protect and such, then Combre midrange can actually get. No, aggro Combre can get quite big. It's basically Combre midrange. Can get quite big, and it does also have the Seraphs if it does get into a spin-off. So that should be something to look forward to, hopefully.
All right. Well, the players are ready, so we'll go down into game and then we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Another thing to point out, Awakened Student. If it can get big, it's probably going to be a bit of an issue because it doesn't once it gets out of 4 attack. I mean, okay, no, G does have the lightning strikes though, so okay, it's a bit safer. But I'm just concerned about an Awakened Student getting out of control. Well, I don't know why, because Tony G does have tools in his Baneball to deal with them.
Yeah, Tony G here has a pretty low to the ground hand. You know, he's got Storm, he's got Permafrost early on, stuff to do.
Yeah.
Whereas Shed, he's got double Obelisk, but boy, is that a high curve. And I don't think you want to give Feln time to stabilize here.
Yeah, okay, he plays the Seraph, and then I think T4 and then 5 he's just going to go Obelisk, unless he draws into something better. G doesn't have an immediate response to this Seraph outside of Permafrost, which is actually pretty good, because it means that in future you don't have to worry about it activating and such like. Beyond that, I think you're either Permafrosting the Seraph or drawing cards here.
I think you can skip the first Permafrost just to get some card draw going.
Yeah.
Because you really want to hit those the power curve here.
Obviously, the problem with that is now you're taking 4 damage because Obelisk is a card that exists in Shed's hand.
Yes.
And unfortunately, G doesn't find 4th power. That's going to be okay, just find it there, but it's tapped. Or depleted, sorry. So I think he had. Yeah, he's going to Permafrost the Seraph here, stop it doing more damage. So the second Obelisk, not quite as good, but Shed does have the Reality Ward in his hand that I didn't notice. So that's going to be an 8/8 that G doesn't have an answer for, by the looks of it.
Now that the Permafrost has gone down. If he draws a power, he can play the Withering Witch. But then you run into the Withering Witch versus Obelisk timestamp game that a lot of people don't like to play. Because you play the Witch, and then so we're gonna get to see it.
Yeah.
And then it turns.
To be fair though, it's not too bad this time because he does have the Storm, which does 2 damage. So this Reality Ward's going to become a 9/2, which does still light a Storm. But he's just taken. Actually, I think he might have.
He just jumps.
Yeah.
Tranquil Scholar is going to give. We're rolling the dice.
Quick draw.
Quick draw. Quick draw killer. All right, spicy.
At 4/4, quick draw.
Yeah. Probable jump here.
Yeah, I don't see a world in which G is happy about taking 9. Especially knowing you're going to kill it immediately afterwards. Because you have to play Storm here, right? There's no reason not to play Storm.
Yeah, I think, well, I mean, if you want to go like super deep, you can play another Witch. But I think that's going a little bit. He would have really liked to have been able to play the Black Sky Harbinger. He could play a Steward. Steward stops both units.
Just stops both units, but you also get blown out by the Predatory Council that's currently sitting in Shed's hand.
Yes, but Tony G does not know that.
He knows the deck list. He might be playing around it. This is the sort of thing you have to consider.
The problem with Storm is that it doesn't really give him a good follow-up play, and it leaves a 4/4, which can be dealt with later. Okay. So
every other plan though involves either leaving the 4/4 or taking 9. So I think Storming there is the right play.
Yeah.
And the problem is if you also leave it, then there's a chance that Shed can get up to not 8 power, which is super bad. That Seraph did not get the... Oh yeah, the Connoisseur got the quick draw. Oh lord, I just put 2 and 2 together. That is super good. Yeah, that's gonna be an issue for Tony G. What does he do? He might just be forced to play the second witch. Yeah, he's gonna have to do it.
Goes for it.
The good news is Shed can't get up to 8 power immediately, so you're gonna be able to get this Black Sky Harbinger.
And he does have that Death Strike for insurance. Plus, now he can do Witch into BSH, which, oh, well, never mind. That's a good draw.
Oh, never mind. It's ruined. It's all ruined.
It's all going to pieces. And he can use it here, too. Because
Shed realizes, yeah.
Yeah. He'll go for the trade, and then the stand together will be a pretty good blow-up.
Yeah. I think if you're Tony, you realize that your opponent is doing something. Like, he's not just going to give up his Seraph for free.
Yeah, probably a stand together play. I still think blocking is better than not blocking. All right, decides to chump block.
You absolutely block.
Okay.
Yeah, you absolutely chump block here. And then just take the damage. And then find a way to bait out the stand together somehow. No, I think you just have to play the Black Sky Harbinger.
Probably.
I mean, to be fair, the Black Sky Harbinger does still trade with Seraph, like even through the stand together.
Only if it survives the predatory Carnosaur.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, no turns you'd have to.
So he's going down to 2.
Yeah, that's about right.
I hear quick draw is pretty good. Doesn't gain any life either.
Quick draw. God, you're right. Yeah, he goes to 2, and then G is dead. There's no play here that gets him out of this, right?
Done.
Yeah, he's dead. Big Combre, Combre aggro shows the power of stand together. Gets the blowout, gets the dudes on the table, gets the win. So that was pretty good. I'm just gonna look at Fell's list here.
We'll pull that up here.
Yeah. What can he board in? That's what I'm thinking now. Because he has the removal suite. I don't know if he has enough of the... I guess you have to play those backlash in to just play around the protect and such the like. Do you have to board in removal? I just don't know it's going to be enough to get through all those Aegis effects.
So Shed does have slow, which is always an interesting card. It's a strictly card disadvantage, but it's a big tempo play. Xenon Initiation is unlikely to come in here. Same with the Combra Healer. The stand togethers will be good. Work Runehammer.
You don't play Runehammer. If you're not playing outside of Armory, you don't play Runehammer versus Feln because it's 4 attack versus 5 health tribal.
Yes.
Stand, yes. If you're Shed, you board in the stand, you probably... I can see an argument for boarding in slow, just because it is hand disruption. It is quite good, especially when you're going to be facing down loss of removal. I don't hate Xenon Initiation, especially because you've got the Dawnwalkers, but obviously if you... Actually, no, you bought out the Dawnwalkers. What am I saying? Your opponent's playing Steward of the Past. You don't want that.
Aside from Steward of the Past, it's...
Aside from Steward of the Past, it's a 4-1.
Yeah.
It's not great.
So it doesn't line up too well with a lot of the stuff that Feln is doing. Dies to Varus, favors storms, etc., etc.
Yeah, it's a 2-card investment that gets incidentally blown out by playing a card you wanted to play anyway. It's not great.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond that, I think... there are 2 Steward of the Prophecies if you really want to go ham on the slow effects.
I'll teach you to play Withering Witch. So, Steward of Prophecy, card some of you may not have played with too much. It's a 4/3 for 4, and its summon is it silences a unit in the opponent's hand. So, Black Sky Harbinger, just a 3/5. Withering Witch, just a 1/1. Champion of Cunning, just a 5/5. Much less exciting.
Yeah, much less exciting, and it's still so good. Obviously, it's a unit that gets buffed by obelisks, which presumably stay in. I don't see a world in which Shed boards those out. Beyond that, yeah. I think... let me just look at G's list again. His sideboard specifically. You can't board in the Rain of Frogs. It's going to be too much tempo disadvantage.
No, I mean, Rain of Frogs is not really where you want to be
Yeah,
when your opponent is
nah.
playing stuff like Initiate of the Sands and Awakened Student.
I'm just thinking, like, maybe you go fishing, you hit an obelisk, you hit a Carnosaur, but on a turn you do that, your opponent Shed just goes, okay, hold these other big boys, and then it's just bad times for all involved parties. So yeah,
all right.
Like G's gonna have to board in the backlash. Just hope he can just that Shed doesn't draw in more protect effects than he needs.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how it comes out. The addition of Tranquil Scholar does add an interesting element of aReNGee to these proceedings.
Yeah, to be fair, there's not many bad effects that for Shed here. Like Endurance breaks permafrost.
Yeah, this is one of the decks where Overwhelm is actually something valuable because you've got these huge units like Reality Warding. Aegis, of course, very valuable. Quick Draw didn't end up coming too much into play there.
No,
But
it got him lethal on board, I guess. It's like Quick Draw is always going to be good. It's just Quick Draw allows you to pressure in with more advantage or whatever you want to call it. Lifesteal is life gain. Life gain's always nice because it means you don't get burst down quickly.
Flying is fun. Revenge, very interesting.
Revenge would be hilarious. What other combat skills are there?
Well, there's I think 16 or 17 now, so we're gonna be here a while if we start listing them all.
Battle skills or regular skills though?
Oh, that's true. So so the ones that it can't give are stuff like Echo, Destiny, and then anything anything like Empower or
that. Yeah, those are keywords. I don't think they're not skills. They're like anything that Crown can give is a skill. Anything that Tranquil Scholar can give is a battle skill, I think is the distinction.
All right, here's a question. Can Tranquil Scholar give Ambush?
No.
No.
I'm 99% sure on that because I'm fairly sure that's not a skill affects it once it's on the table, so I'm fairly sure that's a regular skill, not a battle skill.
Yeah, I think that's correct, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
Yeah, I'm not 100 either, but based on how the two are, I'm fairly sure that's how the interaction is. Ambush would be hilarious, but I don't think it's a thing that can happen, unfortunately. And also there is the possibility that the Tranquil Scholar rolls double damage.
Yes, which is well, it's only really something to see on an Overwhelm unit because usually it just gets chumped or killed or permafrosted or whatever. It sounds more exciting than it is.
Yeah, double damage with obelisk though.
Yes.
I want to believe.
That's a lot of double dipping on damage.
Like just casual double damage on a. I'm looking at this list. I guess Dawn Walker is probably the best holder for the double damage there.
Except we're siding those out. So
yeah, so not Seraph. Double damage Seraph it has to be, and that's kind of bad because you want to use Seraph to make big boys.
Double damage Reality Warden. Boom.
I mean that's pretty big. Unfortunately, it doesn't have Overwhelm, but
such a shame when Conduit moved out of the lists. Not that Conduit was ever particularly good in Cambrai.
I liked it. It was just a big boy.
If you were there in May 2016, Conduit was the place to be.
Lord.
All right, we are down to the match. Thank God.
Hey.
I had to dig back to last year, a year and a half ago.
Yeah, that's how far we're going back. Back when Power Surge was still a keyword.
I mean, Power Surge was still a keyword. What, like 3-4 weeks ago, like a month ago? So
it's old news now, mate. It's old news now.
Yeah.
All right, so veterans.
Tony G probably gonna mull this hand.
Yeah, that's way too slow. I think. Actually, wait. I say that it does have a Seek Power and 2 fetches. It's not the worst hand in the world, strictly. I
mean, he can keep it if he wants to.
Yeah. Because you get to go T1 Seek, T2 Vara's Favor, T3 Bloodcaster, T4 if you draw power at any point in that Steward of the Past. It's not awful. Shed, on the other hand, has a pretty nice hand. He's got 3 power. He's got a monument. He's got a Seraph. He's got Awakened Student. He's got stand. It's not an exciting hand, but it's a pretty nice one. Yeah, and Tonji does execute and just he's going to draw all his power out. So just a question of. I
But
guess
now he has to play Veron too if he wants to
yeah.
to play his Bloodcaster.
Yeah, he does actually have to do that. Which, yeah, to be fair, there aren't many targets that die to Vara's favor. It would be nice to pop an Aegis, but
Initiative Sands is a good one, but Initiative is most dangerous on 1. So
yeah, well, obviously you see your opponent hasn't opened up with Initiative Sense. I don't feel too bad about just using the Vara's favor on the face.
on the other hand, if he wants to play Wisdom on 3, he needs to play the Island's favor. So big decision point here on how he wants to play the next few stages of the game.
Okay, he does go for the card draw. I don't know if I like that over actually having a unit down is the thing. I guess this does secure more power drops in the long run. But, obviously, Shed just goes, okay, here's an Awakened Student. I'm just going to start poking you.
And now he's sort of committed to the plan, because the only other thing he can do is Vera's favor plus...
Permafrost, I guess.
Yeah.
Which feels bad. Just because you know the amount of big boys that Shed plays, it's... Oh, Shed kept Dawnwalker in. I thought it was going to... I was, fairly sure he was going to take those out.
Well, I mean, Dawnwalker with Aegis is pretty scary.
It's pretty scary, but it's still unless he's put it in Z Initiation, it's still only 4 attack. I don't think it does enough, unfortunately.
Well, with Stand Together it goes to 5-2. And then it's pretty good.
Yeah, okay, no, never mind. But again, Steward of the Past will just blow this out the water. So Shed just deciding which card he wants to commit here. Plays Seraph, which is a fairly safe play, I feel.
Doesn't really want to get his Dawnwalker Vera's favorite that early on, with no follow-up play, right?
Yeah. And G finds a Sabotage, and that's going to find a Stand Together.
You're going to fire it off here, right? Probably.
Yeah, you're either doing that or you're playing Steward.
You can't play Steward, you don't have the Shadow.
Okay, yeah, in which case you're absolutely firing it off. There's no way you don't.
Yeah. Not playing that Vera's favor.
Wait, no.
Causes...
Okay, no. Given the power that is the way it is, I think he has to play Sabotage here.
Mm-hmm.
Just because he has nothing else to do.
That will most likely be the line.
I think Sabotage, Vara's favor face. So, yep, throws out the Sabotage, finds
only
the
one
stand.
target.
Yeah. Vara's favor face, maybe Permafrost.
You could Permafrost here.
Yeah, it's not.
Probably the Awakened Students, it's going to continue to grow, and you don't really want to take 7 next turn.
The thing is, you have the Steward of the Past for that. I think if you want to reduce the damage, you do Permafrost the Awakened Student. If you're worried about Shed going big with this Seraph, just getting it to 8 and start spinning it, I think you do just Permafrost it now.
No, I would rather take out the Awakened Student, because the Seraph's just going to bounce into the Steward for a while, and you'll have time to draw another answer. Suffocate's going to be dead pretty quickly if you still have those in, except for Seraph.
Yeah, that's also fair. Yeah, you just Permafrost the Awakened Student. Okay. So, obviously, if Shed now just draws power for the rest of the game, which I somehow doubt, but we're going to find out. Yep, there's the Dawnwalker. If I'm thinking Vara's favor, Bloodcaster.
Yeah, that's probably the best line that you can do here.
Yeah, you actually, I don't. Here's what I'm thinking, right? I'm thinking if he gets up to 6, he can Steward of the Past and Vara's favor on the same turn, so Shed can't stop the Stewards.
So you think just hold the favor?
I'm inclined to say hold the favor.
All right.
Just because it deals with Dawnwalker perfectly.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then Shed's Ace spaces because it's safe. He can. Actually, if he does this, then I'm thinking block the Dawnwalker.
Yeah, I think you're priced into blocking Dawnwalker. It's free because he has the Reality Warden that's just going to bring it back.
I mean, to be fair, if you think the opponents just found Stand Together, then you probably block Seraph. Just because that means you keep your unit alive.
Yeah.
But then your Steward plan has also been blown out, so...
Well, there's only 3 stand-togethers in Shed's list, and we just discarded one of them, so it's not super unlikely.
Yeah,
And this as just a jump attack is pretty likely.
yeah,
Hedging with Seraph is like a 1 damage cost.
yeah. And
So
there's the reality warden brings back the normal Kurt, and then G goes, okay, Steward of the Past Virus Saber.
most likely. Blocks the Reality Warden.
Yeah. And then G just needs to find his. Oh, there it is. I don't know why I'm surprised at the 7th power is Virus Favor. But yeah, now he has the 7th power. He can start drawing cards off these Bloodcasters. If he needs to gain some life, he has the Bloodcaster in hand. He's set up certainly for the short term. Consort isn't. I mean, okay, Consort does trade with the Steward, and that does open the way for the Reality Warden to start smashing in.
Could kill the Bloodcaster, deny the draw, depending on what he wants to do.
Yeah. Knowing that, well, obviously we know that Tony has the 2nd Bloodcaster in hand, but I don't think that's really worth it unless you really want to get big.
Well, I mean, you're just deciding what you care about more, right? Because if you trade, you can just trade your Reality Warden with the Steward, and then you get to keep your 6/6, but you also killed one of your opponent's units. Whereas if you do this trade, they're gonna get to keep the Bloodcaster. So
yeah,
it's sort of what do you prioritize more, right?
Yeah, I think I do like this line of play just because it's the one that puts the most face damage on. Obviously, face damage is how Shed wins this game. And I don't think G has. Okay, I think Tony might have to draw cards and hope. I mean, he could play Yeah, he's gonna play Harbinger, try and gain some life. The problem with this play is that he still doesn't have good blocks for this Reality Warden. They will be gaining some life, unless no, because he just swings with the Reality Warden, and then he's forced into not blocking basically. Tranquil Scholar, here we go.
Roll the dice.
And it is unblockable.
Unblockable.
Unblockable keyword. How did I forget about that?
Well, because it doesn't usually come up.
Yeah.
So that's 5 unblockable damage already.
Yeah, that's a 3-turn clock, and nothing Tony can do with this hand. I think he might just have to draw cards and just hope to God to find something. Like, what else are you doing?
So he could set up Champion and then try to get like a flying thing in the air. He is still a sigil off from Champion really being turned on, but he could look to race that way. You do have the health gain of the Black Sky Harbinger, especially boosted by the Champion. That could.
It's not active. That's the problem.
Yeah.
If it was a Varro's Favor in hand, then I'd be all for it. But it's because it's islands. It's only going to go to double, or 4/4 even. It's not enough. Yeah, he's going to play the Bloodcaster instead.
Interesting. And doesn't attack.
Yeah, I think he can't. I think he has to hold up. That's massive.
Well,
that's 7 unblockable damage here.
Okay. So he can triple block the Reality Warden, and I think that
No, he can't. No, he can't. That's only 7.
Oh, you're right. Because of the sorry.
Okay.
3 + 2 + 2 + 7.
That translates as 1 turn too late.
He can. He needs to attack with the Harbinger, otherwise he's dead to unblockable damage, obviously. Chooses to draw a card. Draws
what
a Vera.
Is he hoping to draw there? He found Samson Blight, and that's not going to do anything.
That kills him. Alright.
Yes.
So he could have played the Champion and just attacked, and then he would have had 1 turn to draw something again, but didn't quite get there.
I'm not convinced. Yeah, I'm not convinced.
So Shed takes down the game, and we've got a match on our hands. This is our first time that we have not seen one of the leads go 2-0 or better. We have a 1-1. Both of the leads are eliminated, and SPG Echo will be looking to one of their other players. Still in their lineup, they have... Sorry, I'm just pulling it up. They've got Master Plan on Chalice. Chalice versus Fel, and everybody's cheering for that. Or Kampfkrot on Stone Scar Aggro, which I think everybody is hoping is the next match.
Yeah, no, please, Camp, if you're listening to this, I don't know why you're listening to this, because you shouldn't be listening to this, but if you are listening to this, please, for the love of God, come in right now.
All right, so we'll be moving away.
Oh god. Please no more chalice. Ah. I yeah, I'm just
So we'll be
yeah,
right back
okay.
with the next match. One moment. All right, and we're back. SPG Echo, to the production team's delight, has elected to send in Master Plan on Chalice Control against Shed on AgroCombre.
I have several choice words for this decision, and I shall not be uttering them on stream because I'm a respectable human being.
Yes. So we'll take a look at the deck list, and it's a Chalice deck list, and you've seen it before. This one's running the full 4 Lumen Defenders.
I
Nobody
think
plays Parliament anymore.
yeah,
Full 4
Parliament,
channels.
no Parliament mainboard or sideboard. That is something I did want to point out. So
Hmm.
you're very reliant on these channel tempests actually finding the face, or just surviving long enough to just go, okay, it looks like I'm the beat down now.
All right, so
Um,
as you can see, the Master Plan deck list was constructed by clicking on cards and clicking 4 a bunch of times. But the players are ready to
it's
go, and we're trying to make this a little bit faster. So
and I don't have any perspective whatsoever. Actually, no, that's a lie. I have sheds.
All right. So we're looking at these opening hands.
All right. So Shed has pretty. I think that's one of the hands you have to shape back, just because you've got a fair bit of high end and not enough early game and not enough power to get to your high end.
Yeah, well, for some reason I thought it was still the Felon Control deck in, and that's why I was like Felon Control versus Chalice again. But no, that's what we will see
Oh.
if Master Plan wins. So strap in, boys.
Yeah.
Cambrai aggro can get off to a fast start, and with a well-placed
He's
stand
kept
together,
that hand.
can
Ooh.
really put the hurt on. But
Yeah.
if Chalice is able to stabilize, this game's going to drag on for a bit.
Yeah. Okay. The thing about keeping his hands is that you do get the turn to what's it called? Dawnwalker.
Dawnwalker, yeah.
Yeah. The problem is, Master Plan on Chalice is running, some number of silence effects. Who really knows? But hey, turn 2 Dawnwalker's turn 2 Dawnwalker. You have a fair few bodies in your hand that can bring it back, assuming it doesn't get silenced. Master Plan actually doesn't have any units, I just noticed. He's got the card draw, but doesn't have anything to put the Chalice on.
No, but we've got Chalice on 4, so we're well set up for a long game if one develops. And
Rip.
with Shed had a good start, but then didn't have anything after that. So
Yeah. I think he's
just
going to be forced to play the Sand Monument just for power, and there's the Desert Marshal as well.
Yeah.
So this is just bad times for all involved parties, basically.
I mean, if he really he's just going to hold up power for Desert Marshal most likely. He could play Chalice if he wants to play super greedy.
Yeah, I think Desert Marshal is Dawnwalker just before you go too low here.
If Shed draws a power, he can play Reality Warden, and that's going to be pretty big before it dies to Vanquish. Island's favor can't counter stand together, which is definitely something to keep in mind in this matchup.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, the Aegis effects are going to be quite nice. Being able to blank some of the removal of Chalice means we might actually end the game in a reasonable time frame. So yeah, the Ace base comes in from Sheds. I'm predicting Marshall on the Dawnwalker, block Dawnwalker.
Is there a line where you like finest hour your Dawnwalker to keep it around?
Not when it's silenced.
It is a 4-1.
It's a 4-1, but you have a Reality Warden, you have a Carnosaur, you have an Awakened Student in your hand. I think there's a lot more cards in your hand that you want to keep. Yeah, I think at this, given the amount of power you've on, I feel like keeping this at the Sands is alive is more important than the Dawnwalker.
Yeah, but like your finest hour doesn't do anything. You know, all your units are big. Your opponent's killing them with Vanquish. Finest hour doesn't really interact with that. And you don't really have a good follow-up play. Now, your whole board does die to Storm if you play the Awakened Student, but I don't know. Like, just keeping a 4-power attacker in play is somewhat appealing to me since you've got so little pressure, and that's really what you need.
Yeah, but I feel like, especially with the amount the little gas you have, you want to keep your good gas alive for as long as possible, and I don't think a Silence Dawnwalker is good enough to warrant the finest hour. Especially because if the Storm does come out, then you want your initiative tank because you're on 3 without it, and that's even worse than being on 4.
Mm-hmm.
So Master Plan's just going to swing in for 3 here. Past the turn, he's got nothing. And Master Plan is also got nothing, but his nothing is looking slightly better because he's at least curving out.
But yeah, he's drawing power, and the longer the game goes, the better Chalice doing nothing gets.
Yes. Yeah, Master Plan is very happily going to go up to 7. Very likely he's going to find the 8th power soon. Actually, I'd get up to 5, so he does actually get a Reality Warden that dies to Vanquish.
Mm-hmm. Or then, Island's Choice.
But
still, that's a very important draw for.
Yeah, no, I'm inclined to say I'd like to Vanquish because if he goes for the Island's favor play, it does get blown out by Protect, and there's been nothing that would Master Plan that would warrant baiting out Protect thus far.
Did he not? He didn't play his.
Didn't play it.
His Reality Warden.
And Master Plan just goes, okay, I'm just going to play a Kothon and buff a Kothon.
I'm not sure that playing it slow is going to get the job done here.
No. I feel like you do need to treat it out.
Master Plan is at 3, and it feels like Shed is trying to play around Harsh Rule, But without any reach, I'm not sure if it's gonna work.
Yeah, I'm not
It
convinced
might.
either.
It might. This might be the most tactical you can't vanquish anything I play I've ever seen.
Yeah. I mean, it might just be holding to find a protect and power to play and a protect.
Because man, the problem is that Finest Hour is +3/+3. If it was +2/+2, he could attack Finest Hour, and then
And have lethal.
yeah. But
Wait. No, okay, no. For a second there, I thought Master Plan might have channeled face. And that would
that
have
would
been
have been
weird.
aggressive.
That
That
would
would
have
have
been
been
aggressive. They would
very
have left
aggressive.
him tapped out. If Shed top decks another Fire Star, he does have lethal. Actually, wait, no. He has lethal anyway. He has Desert Marshal. What am I
Yeah.
saying?
All right. So chat
Okay,
tells
also...
me that he's only got one Justice Influence, which I think is an incredible misplay on Chet's part. But that's why he didn't play the thing.
Right, so it turns out your ability to look at numbers goes down significantly after watching several hours of Chalice.
Oh well. Well, he drew a stand together for the Rubbins and then Finest Hour.
He doesn't need it. He doesn't need it.
All right, so the aggro is taking down the Chalice deck, at least for game one.
Hooray!
So let's take a look at the boards. Stand together, obviously. It's sort of the same thing. These are both like controlling decks that Aggro Combre is trying to beat.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think you want the extra stand together. Is Dawnwalker already better versus Chalice because they are running an excess of silence effects still.
Well, I guess I was totally wrong when I said. Well, I mean, the Finest Hour ended up working out. I imagine they come out though, because they're not.
Yeah, I don't think
they're not really what you want in the control matchup.
In the matchup, like in situations, they're great. In the matchup, I'm struggling to find many situations I want to play them. The Rune Hammers aren't garbage. No, the Rune Hammers aren't garbage because most of Chalice's weenies are small.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think the only thing that doesn't kill unbuffed is the healer and what's it called? 1/5. I can never remember.
So you're bringing like Scorpion Wasp.
No, is this the one off Scorpion Wasp?
He's got two.
This is for.
You can bring in Sandstorm Titans here. I think.
Oh yeah, this is. Oh yeah, I saw this as well earlier. There's Sandstorm Titans in the sideboard.
And like Permafrost and stuff, and Backlash is a big one for the stand together. So these decks change pretty significantly after board. At least the Chalice deck does. It warps speed a lot more.
Deck goes, hello, I'm mid range now.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like it. I think you kind of have to here, just because if you don't, you're gonna get run over. I think.
So the question becomes, there's a game between the Titans and the Vanquish. So Shed's got 4 Vanquish. Master Plan's got 4 Titans. Do the Titans come in? Because without Titan, there's basically no Vanquish targets.
I still think even if the Titans come in, I don't think Shed gets enough out of the Vanquish to warrant keeping them in. Yes, they kill the Titan, but what else do they kill?
That's all they kill. That's what they're there for. So then the question becomes like, how many do you keep in? What do you want? Are you going on the Finest Hour through the Titan plan? Then you're keeping Finest Hour in. So.
I don't. I'm gonna look at his sideboard again, see if he's got anything I'm missing. I guess you could Xeno Initiation, a Dawnwalker that doesn't trade into. I don't hate Xeno Initiation actually. If you're worried about not necessarily on the Dawnwalker, but to deal with Sandstorm Titan or other things like that, like just have Xeno Initiation as a removal.
Hopefully we see Slow come in. Slow's a fun card, and slowing a harsh rule is not so fun for the harsh rule player. Waiting till 10, not as exciting.
No.
Steward of Prophecy, probably not the matchup for it. There's nothing like Vera that you just or Witch that you just totally take out.
Yeah. Yeah, still lane.
But this is one of our nice matches where neither team is on the brink of elimination. They can take their time. They don't need to worry too much.
Until we implement the chess clocks.
Yes. Wow. That's something for another day. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, we're in now.
All right. So let's go down to the game and let me. No. All right. So I've been complaining about this all day. We're watching somebody else because my friends list changes dynamically depending on who's playing, and master plan moved down as someone else entered game just as I tried to click on them. That's okay.
This is
You
why
guys
you
didn't see that.
Yeah, it's fine. You just need an alt account.
All right. So
uh,
Shed leads 1-0. Teams are tied at 1. Whoever takes this match is going to be up 2-1 and put their opponent down to their anchor. So
yes.
pretty reasonable chalice hand, I think.
Yeah,
Got some
it's
cards.
fine. You got the nice. We got Scribe. We got Kothon. It's all the cards you. It's like the good cards after bad card tribal, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Sheds has a Dawn. Actually, has Dawnwalker stand together, ready to go. I don't know if he's going to keep it or not, but there's a very good line of reasoning where you just keep that, just on
Yeah,
the basis that you can.
looks like he did.
Yeah, he kept it. The only problem with this is that you do get blown out by the Desert Marshal that's in the hand of Master Plan.
So do you think Kothon on 2 or draw cards on 2? Draw
Draw a
cards on
card.
2.
Yeah, draw a card. Shed hasn't played anything. You just go, okay, I'm just going to get some cards in my hand until you do something that I actually need to respond to. And then Shed probably plays Seraph. I think just tries to slow roll this Dawnwalker until he knows he can get the stand together on it safely.
So Scorpion Wasp is really good against that stand together because you're not gonna like Aegis doesn't help against Deadly, but Shed has 2. So if you can get like an Aegis just an Aegis Dawnwalker early on, it's gonna be pretty annoying for Master Plan to deal with.
Yeah, he's gonna struggle.
On the other
Then he
hand,
has
Master Plan has the early Desert Marshal that's gonna make that a lot harder to happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Shed. I'm strong considering just holding on to this Dawnwalker until I hit 6 or I find a protect.
You want to play the Awakened Student and give it power, anyways.
Yeah, that seems like a reasonable line play. You get 3/3. It's not the worst thing in the world.
I think you just attack first, though.
Oh yeah, you obviously swing, but yeah, getting a 3/3 seems like the very good line of play. Okay, plays the Awakened Student first. Does he not swing then? Oh, swings afterwards. Okay. I guess it doesn't matter too much in the grand scheme of things. I don't think revealing the Awakened Student's going to change Master Plan's choice of drawing cards too much.
Nope.
It's more card draw. Wonderful.
So you probably just sit, right? Like
Yeah,
you're not taking too much pressure. You've got these Lumen Defenders that are going to be quite effective.
Yeah, I think both players are just on the sit plan. Like, Shed's just going to keep poking with whatever he can, but I don't think Master Plan's going to care too much. He's got Kothon, he's got Wisdoms, he's got the Lumen Defenders, and Shed's just going to want to find 6 power. Importantly, I don't know if Master Plan had backflashes in his. He must.
He had 2, I believe.
Backlash is 3 over in the sideboard. Okay, so the Awakened Student got silenced. Oh, this opens up a line of play where everyone's Shed. I'm seeing that silence. I'm thinking, does he have a second one? Can't I guess they're just trotting out this Dawnwalker now?
It's not unreasonable to just toss a stand together here.
Yeah, he's got 2. I don't hate throwing a stand together if he gets the double block.
I mean, if his opponent doesn't block, you don't need to.
He doesn't. Yeah, if the double block the stand together, gives you Seraph Aegis, importantly. So if the game goes like you have that Seraph spinning, that's going to be quite good.
So obviously it's not the highest value stand together in the world, but it does give you a good. It does give you a good trade, and it sets you up well.
Like it gives you a 4/4 Aegis, but it gives you a 4/5 Seraph. Very importantly, yeah, I think Master Plan might be in a bit of trouble here.
Well, the problem is that using the stand together like this gives them a bunch of 4/4s, which do not attack well through Lumen Defender.
That's also true.
The second stand together.
The second stand together, I think you do have to say for this Dawnwalker though, because this Dawnwalker is basically a dead card. So Shed does find his 5th power.
Do you have to Desert Marshal Kothon here?
Yeah, Desert Marshal Kothon seems like a reasonable line.
No, just pushes damage. Goes more aggressive.
know if I like that. Because now doesn't Master Plan just go, okay, here's a bird. You have no real way to deal with the bird.
Yeah, but I think Shed's prioritizing getting the damage through, and he can't really attack if he doesn't silence that there.
Yeah. And there's okay, so that was me completely wrong. He's just gonna let this Dawnwalker basically rot in his hand. He's gonna make a 5/6, a 5/5, and a 3/2, and just smoke.
So do you like
The problem-
Desert Marshal off the Aegis and then kill Seraph, maybe? Do you just make a bird?
I think you hold Scorpion Wasp.
All right. Hold Scorpion Wasp plus Marshal or draw or whatever else.
Yeah, Scorpion Wasp and then silent. Just do whatever you feel like you need to do as well. But I feel like Scorpion Wasp is the way to go here because it breaks Aegis pretty much for free. Takes the Seraph off the board, importantly.
You would take a bunch of damage to do that line.
You would take a bunch of damage, but more importantly, they wouldn't have a Seraph. I feel like is the key thing there.
Yes.
You take 5 off that because then you block this. Oh, maybe you don't block with Kothon because you need to activate it. There's a couple lines of play you can take here. There's going to be some deliberation between the members of SPG about how they want to play this. And they choose to do nothing, so I'm thinking Scorpion Wasp.
Yep. When you've got a bunch of ambush and fast spells, you keep a lot of your options open. The only thing that he'd really want to do main phase would be either the Vanquish or the Lumen Defender. And Vanquish here, pretty aggressive. Lumen Defender would have, bought him some time. But I agree. It looks like it's going to be Scorpion Wasp today.
Yeah, the question is, do you block with Kothon as well? And what do you block with Scorpion Wasp?
Think you can escape me?
Oh, okay. I'm confused. You break the Aegis, you kill the 5, and then you vanquish. Okay, yeah. No, I guess it's the same line of play as what I did, but it's more vulnerable to any other Aegis effects that Shed may have. And now Shed, seeing the additional Desert Marshal come down, is not afraid to play the Stormwalker, which will go uncontested, basically.
Yeah, this is a little bit awkward now from Master Plan, because he could have just traded the Kothon. Well, I guess trading the Desert Marshal doesn't really matter. That's fine. That's not a key part of it.
Yeah. The only way this line of play gets blown out is if Shed has another Aegis effect, which he doesn't, fortunately. But yeah, it turns out it works out. The question is, I guess, yeah, you don't let that Seraph sit there. You have to vanquish it.
Your other line was to play Lumen Defender, but now you're kind of priced into vanquishing.
Yeah, I don't think Lumen Defender gains you 5, and then you have to throw. Well, I don't think Shed cares at that point.
No, this looks quite good for Shed now.
Yeah, he's either doing 4 or he's playing. Well, he's playing a big boy as well, I guess, but you can basically get that 490 for free.
Titans came in.
But I feel like it's Titan too late. I think Lumen Defender is actually better here.
It's Titan's gonna get eaten by Predatory Carnosaur.
Yeah, actually, Lumen Defender's gonna get eaten by Predatory Carnosaur as well.
Something's gonna get eaten by a Carnosaur. Yeah. Something's getting eaten by a dinosaur today, guys. Today is a good day.
Unless Shed's found, I don't know what he would have found that changed his mind. Ooh, that's a protect. That's pretty good.
That doesn't immediately change his line.
It doesn't immediately change his line, but I can see him not going for the console immediately, just to be able to hold protect. No, he just jams it, and he goes, okay, take 11. Or throw something under a bus, more likely.
Opponent is at 15.
Yeah. Doing damage here, pretty good. Choose to take the 4, lose the Acolyte. 2
Alright, we're just gonna go DTs, double Titans.
Yeah. So that does actually short up the board, because I don't think Shed's going to want to attack into that. Obelisk is pretty good, but it doesn't solve the problem of Sandstorm Titan being 5/6.
Still needs 2 power, but now he's got Protect up. Chalice can finally get used now on Kothon. Master Plan has a turn off. And now the game gets kind of interesting. He didn't draw
Now,
anything though.
interesting or just top deck war?
Hmm. Well, Shed needs 2 power to really be good. There's 1.
Yeah.
There's some
The
more
second
power.
Power Shed can trade off a Dawnwalker for a Titan, but it's probably a trade with an Owl or a Kothon more likely.
There's the second power. Yes.
Hey, he got there.
So you can attack with Dawnwalker now. It's not that exciting. I think it just trades with the bird.
Yeah, it just trades, and then Shed needs to find another body to bring it back, really. But he just pushed 2 damage, which does matter.
It's not better than not attacking.
Yeah.
Alright, there's some card draw.
Balance choice is actually pretty good here, because now Shed does actually need to attack to win the game. Chalice number 2 is...
Not going to play it.
Nah, there's no reason to play that. I mean, I guess you could.
He wants to hold up favor, is the only choice.
Yeah, total choice. Rhinoc is a 7/7 that brings back Dawnwalker.
That's pretty good.
Lumber Defender is more life gain, god damn it.
Oh, neither of these players are dying easily. But I feel good. Well, Shed has gone through 2 stand togethers, so he only has 1 more.
Yeah, he has 1 protecting hands, but Harsh Rule is still going to be pretty bad for him, I think.
Harsh Rule, well, I mean, Master Plan is winning on board right now. The problem is that Master Plan needs to not draw small units. Because small units get to draw him cards with Chalice and become big units pretty quickly.
Yeah. I don't know if I like the swing with the. I guess he has to. Like, he's not winning the game by not swinging.
No,
you're
the aggressive deck. The aggro deck can't afford to take the turn because he's leaving the 9/9 back because it just gets double blocked. Whereas you don't really care about the 7/7 getting double blocked because it just trades, and the Dawnwalker still needs to be dealt with.
So I imagine it's gonna be double.
So Island's Choice might come down now. You imagine it's going to be protected, and then Harsh Rule can be a thing again.
Yeah.
Or Vanquish.
And that's what I'm concerned about. Like, you can Shaking keep bringing back this Dawnwalker, but the units is going to bring it back, are going to get Harsh Rule off, and eventually it's going to run out of gas because Big Comrade doesn't have a lot of card tempo. Whatever you want to call it. Card advantage. There we go. That's the words.
Channel the Tempest is another really scary card.
Oh yeah, Channel the Tempest is Channel the Tempest.
For Shed.
Like, that's always going to exist.
Just too much card draw for him to really beat. Like, he's really relying on Chalice bricking every turn to get through here.
I think the thing he really needs to find is actually just a what's it called? Seraph, just to constantly make big bodies that he can use to
Seraph is good at beating board stalls. We've seen that before.
Yeah. I think that's the only way he's getting through enough here. Like, so yeah, okay. Master Plan chooses not to block the Dawnwalker, goes to 8.
Potentially worried about a second Dawnwalker coming down.
Or just the Dawnwalker, I guess.
Dawnwalker can't attack through the 3/7 as is. So
that's true.
And now he's got 2 Islands choices. So Shed's gonna need something else to break through again. Well,
the Seraph.
Good call. That's
asking you shall receive.
Yeah.
Actually, no, that's fine. Desert Marshal just gets protects in response.
But let's Master Plan draw cards.
It does, but I think Shed still gets to spin Seraph once. I think.
At least, unless we find a Vanquish in the top card.
Good top deck from Master Plan. If he finds something that can kill, I think. Wow.
Imagine one of those was a Vanquish, eh? Unlucky.
So yeah, Shed now has the advantage of being able to start rolling the Seraph. And there's no way you don't roll Seraph. That's big.
All right. That was a base 2/5, I think.
Yep.
That turned into a 4/10.
What's that called? Copper Hole Recruit, I think that is. Yeah, Copper Hole Recruit, base 2/5 vanilla unit. Gets put to 4/7 and then doubles by the Obelisk. The Seraph Obelisk interaction is filthy.
That is.
Hey, look, it's a Xenon Guardian.
Hey, he's got an ultimate too. He can get +4/+4 in endurance.
I don't think it gets used ever, but it's there.
It's a draft card.
It's
We get
draft
to see
card.
all kinds of draft cards.
I don't think it gets used here, more to the point.
Oh, goodbye.
Yeah, well, there goes the couple recruit. It's now on a 6-12 rip.
I think units should be forced to attack when they ultimate. That way Seraph could be Island's choice.
Nah, this is how we win the game, by Seraph rolling Ikaria. I'm calling it now. And I wouldn't even win the game. There's a Darude on the
Ikaria
table,
does.
never mind.
What about Seraph rolling Nightmaw?
Seraph roll Bart is lethal, I think.
That's just a 4/4. No, that's an 8/8. That is an 8/8.
Yeah.
You're right.
That is it, which is lethal. Actually, no, because double Island's choice does actually kill it. So yeah, okay, it's not quite lethal, but only because Master Plan has exactly the 2 cards he needs to stop it.
That's a good draw. Well, that's not a good draw. So Master Plan drawing something that he can chalice is always ideal. Permafrost. That stops Seraph.
Oh,
Game over.
Ruined. All right, so
Show me your
Shed.
infinite hourglass.
If only. Yeah, I think Shed is. I hope he might just a copy of Seraph. 10/10 is nice, but unfortunately, it just trades with with this Loom Defender. It's not ideal, and also it goes Island's choice. Never mind. Yeah, Shed is not looking good here now. You had the card you needed to win the game, and it got answered eventually. So,
Well, you just draw another card that you need to win the game. No, Master Plan looks quite stable at this point. He's got 2 removal spells, counter spells.
The only thing I'm worried about is if Shed does again find the Seraph, because I think that's the only card that really gets him over.
So we're just playing who draws first. Does Shed draw Seraph again, or does Master Plan draw Channel the Tempest?
Yeah, because he's not running L's, is he? And he's also boarded in Titan, so we can't even rely on those.
And I imagine that we're going to find 4-channel with a draw engine faster than we find one of the 3 remaining Seraphs.
Yeah, there's Yarn's choice on the 10/10. Goodbye. Didn't even get to ultimate rip.
Well, I mean, that Awakened Student is actually going to become big.
Yeah, it's going to become big,
so
but
it's not
still,
nothing.
Yeah, it's not nothing, but it's still a thing that can be dealt with. Because to be fair, Master Plan's only down to 1 Island's choice now, so there is a world in which Shed just finds enough bodies that he can just go through. Another Obelisk would actually be quite good for him.
Obelisk, also a card that's good at breaking board stalls.
Yeah.
Power, not a card that's good at breaking board stalls.
No, it actually is good at breaking this board stall, because it does actually get this Awakened Student to a point where it can maybe swing in eventually. Shed's running Desert Marshal, right?
3 of them. I don't know if they're still in the deck. For the silence on the Titan?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no, not even silence on the Titan, silence on the now 3/10
Oops.
Lumen Defender.
Well, I mean, Titan would be nice if he had any flyers, but he does not.
He doesn't, yeah. I think Titan is probably okay for you keeping around, so you don't just suddenly die to a Kothon. And is that Kothon even been ulted yet? No, it has been.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Owl traded with a Dawnwalker a while ago.
Oh, yeah, I remember now. It's been so long.
So how do you feel about the Ikaria showdown that we have going on right now, with both players on the Ikaria portrait?
I think both players recognize the superior avatar. There are a lot of quite nice avatars in this game now. We've got the premium Scions. It's nice. The avatar meta has gone up to a new level, as Master Plan has just sat here drawing cards and is still not managed to find a bloody win con. He's got 27 cards left in his deck.
I'm going to have to reach back into my back pocket for a Lights Out Ace quote here. Why win the game when you can draw more cards? It's not about winning. It's about drawing your entire deck and then winning with means to an end.
He's not playing means to an end. That's the problem. He's swinging with the units, keeping him alive.
Okay.
I don't like this.
I think this is going to get through.
It's gonna get through. I mean, there's no way you block
It's a
that.
little it's a bit of a weird attack, but I've seen players make much weirder attacks when they're frustrated with board states. You know, sometimes people just ace base for fun. That cleared up
It
a
did.
lot of the board now for master
It
plan.
did. Yeah. I'm surprised he got away with that. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't know what Shed. I guess like what's the units keeping. I guess Shed doesn't have Desert Marshals in there because like I think it was that desperate to get rid of the Loom Defender.
Think you can escape me?
Oh, by the way, your
Oh,
Titan is Kothon beats.
silence his own Titan. Does he just?
Kothon beats.
So they've only got 2 blockers. Does he just have lethal?
I don't know, but I think the Kothon is going to do
7,
enough work there.
9.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think that's lethal. That's 11, 20, 24. Yeah, that's so he just ace spaces and wins the game.
The problem is if you do that, you get blown out by ambush unit that Shed's playing. I don't know. The safest plan is that you've silenced your Titan, you just go in with this Kothon a couple times.
Or he presses ace space and wins the game.
I see that's lethal.
Yes. Yeah, we just counted it out.
You counted it out. I believe you.
Shed believes me too.
Okay, that's good.
All right, guys, who's ready for Chalice Game 3? Woo! All right.
Do you ever regret your decision?
Well, I don't think so. That game played out exactly as it should have. Chalice was able to stabilize, and then there was nothing that Combriago could do. It doesn't have any kind of spells to break through the stalemates like that. Seraph got answered, and then just once Chalice is doing its card draw thing, it's just all over.
Yeah, the problem is that game took 10 years. The next game is going to take 10 years, and if Chalice wins, we've got another Chalice versus Felon Control.
Are you telling me you're not excited?
No comment. So I am very much in the favour of Combat Aggro here.
All right. So players should be going back into game shortly, as they have already sideboarded. We now have a incorrectly adjusted pairing up for you guys on the screen. Both Unearthly and Tony G did fall to the seconds, which we have Shed on Aggro Combre versus Masterplan on Chalice Control. We've got another Felon Control list waiting for you in the wings, and potentially Burn Queen, depending on how things go. Between the teams, OND Flame is playing exclusively with its active players. LUK and Red World are not involved in this, whereas all of SPG Echo is playing in, so is weighing in on this. So a bit of a difference in attitude there.
I would like to point out that apparently Camp has just gone to sleep.
Okay. Yes. So Conf is clearly confident in Masterplan's ability to take down the entire set, and is declaring victory now by boldly going off to take a nap in the middle of a match. Which I have to admit, having that kind of confidence in a teammate in week 1 is quite impressive. So, props to him for being able to do that. When we need to wake him up, though, I'm going to be mad. All right.
Hopefully it's not that big of a nap.
Game 3.
Masterplan has a pretty decent hand here. He's got the Kothon, he's got Titan, he's got Scrib, he's got Influence that matches it all pretty much. Yeah, he's got enough to meet his deck. He doesn't get channel immediately, but he can work towards that. Meanwhile, Shed's hand is turn to Darude again. Not Darude, Dawnwalker. He does have slow.
Yes. On Sandstorm Titan, I guess.
I think that's the only thing.
You're usually looking for something like Harsh Rule, but
yeah,
I think you'll be okay hitting a Sandstorm Titan, getting that out of the way.
Well,
Titans. I guess pick your poison, right? So.
Do you want this Sandstorm Titan or this Sandstorm Titan?
Shed once again playing on the very low power plan. He's only got 2 actual power.
Yeah, his draws haven't been great. His opening hands. And that's the permafrost for this Dawnwalker as well, which is super sad.
So if Shed drew a power, he can just slam Obelisk and bash in there, and that's going to be very good for him. If he didn't, he didn't.
Oh, he can slow this permafrost, so it costs 2.
Kirby, that is why you are the tactical genius we have brought into cast today.
Well, this is a tactical genius you get at 11 p.m. after I've been casting for basically this matchup for the last 6 hours.
Well, I mean, not this matchup at all. We've been watching Found Control and Chalice snore at each other.
Versus Chalice has been most of it, and at this point I've just lost it.
So for those of you who weren't there, we ran a tournament called the Eye of Winter Classic last December, and it was the second ever stream tournament of the Eternal Tournament series. Wasn't directly related to it, just for fun. It was a 60-person double elimination tournament. We ran it in one day. This did not go well for coverage, for players, for anybody involved, and by the end of it, all my casters dropped out, and I was solo casting the finals at the end of 12 hours. So
12 hours, fuck. Okay, by the way, Kothon got the slow there, not Titan.
Sure.
So I guess that makes sense in some aspect, because obviously slow Titan is not really viable.
I mean, it does make it cost 8, which removes it from the early stages of the game.
Yeah, but your opponent does have the other Titan, and 2 Titans versus 1 Titan isn't too much of a difference, especially with Shed's hand. The thing is it prevents him from going Permafrost and Kothon in the same turn.
Same turn, yeah. It slows him down to a turn 4 play.
Yeah. So it does slow him down quite significantly. So he's Permafrost this door, because I think you have to.
He also couldn't have played Kothon and Permafrost in the same turn if Shed slowed Permafrost. Just saying.
Yeah, it's a tactical genius.
Alright, so Titan number 1.
Probably just, I guess actually no, given the board today, I think Master Plan might actually be able to. 3 Titans, he's on the beatdown, but this game might actually end in a reasonable time frame.
Whoa, now. You say that, but
I want to believe.
Well, I mean, double Obelisk is going to be very strong for Shed if he can get it down.
If he doubles his 4th power.
If he can get a board state with 2 Obelisks, he's going to have a good chance of pulling away with this game.
He's going to be staring down 3 Titans. And they're all going to be spacing his face. Well, okay, 2 Titans. One of them's going to get blocked off here. And then, yeah, he plays this Titan. Then he plays Kothon and ults Kothon to get a bird in the air once the Titan's dead. Okay, yeah, there's Vanquish for one of the Titans. There's very a possibility that... Yeah. Goes to 10, Master Plan plays Kothon, I guess? Or Kothon and the Acolyte?
Yeah. I mean... Nice 4-power 2/3.
Yeah. And then... Okay, Shed's finally found a power, so he's going to be able to play this Obelisk.
We're getting
the Obelisks, even. Yeah, he got there. And there's a Scorpion Wasp.
He's just 4 more power away from being able to activate Seraph.
Yeah, and then... okay, to be fair... Okay, with double Obelisk, that could get out of control very quickly. I think Shed throws... Ooh, I don't know if Shed blocks this, actually.
Problem is Shed can't block this profitably. And...
Yeah, you're either lose...
Alright, goodbye, Seraph.
Yeah, goodbye, Seraph. There's no... Yeah, don't let him pronounce Seraph.
He also can't take infinite damage. The problem is now Kothon just activates, and then you're facing down a bunch of flying damage. So it doesn't really work out either way.
But the good news is we actually have a race, which means the game's going to end.
This is not a race that Shed can win.
It's not a race that Shed can win, but it's a race nonetheless.
Yes.
Yeah, he's going to swing with the 5-5, and I think Master Plan either takes it or he just throws something into the bus. No, he just takes it. And there's a Reality Warden. It's on the ground. That's fine.
That looks really good into Island's Choice.
It does. And Master Plan, Amber Acolyte. He's got Wasp and Island's Choice as well, actually, yeah. Master Plan's fine with this. He's
Do we see a Sandstorm Titan top deck?
Yeah, that's the only thing that's safe shell at this point.
That's not a Sandstorm Titan.
That's not Sandstorm Titan. It's a second obelisk. Hold this damage is what Shin would like to say. Unfortunately, Island's choice and
Jump,
skill
jump,
points
jump,
blur that
jump.
out.
Win the game.
Yeah. He's not even jumping. He's just going to say, "Okay, I'm just going to." Yeah, I was expecting him to burn the cards in his hand. No, he's just going to win the game.
Yeah. All right.
And,
So Shed goes down, and that means that OND Flame needs to send out their anchor, which is Thundershot. And what was he playing?
Felon Control.
Felon Control versus Chalice. All right. Strap in, boys and ladies. Okay. That's what I like to see.
Oh. I'm gonna just I'm just have a nap. No, I'm not. I'm gonna see this one through.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get into it just as quickly as possible. Setting up the new graphics as we on the fly. Add loser to the stream.
Thundershot's list looks very similar to what I've seen earlier. I'm trying to. Was it a Lunex's? No.
Could be a Lunix, could be Bradykin. Those are both two that we've seen. Let me just pull that list up on the screen for the viewers as well.
Similar.
All right.
I look similar to Tony G's. That's why I'm confused. I guess they all look fairly similar, don't they? The Felon Control list.
Well, everybody today is running the Vara package with the Withering Witches and the Champion of Cunning. So,
all right. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is Thundershot's list main board exactly the same as Tony G's?
Which is the same as a Lunix's. Yeah,
Okay.
they're not identically the same. Thundershot's running 3 Levitates. They were running 2, but the core cards are all the same.
Yeah, they're pretty much there.
It's like a 72 card identical.
That's close enough for me.
Yes. So Echo leads.
That's why I'm. Yeah. So Echo. Man, what's the last deck for it? It's
Burn.
Yeah, burn.
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 So the final match should be a little faster. As we just pull this up here.
So Masterplan has gone to use the bathroom.
Yeah, production's still a little bit behind.
That's good.
On my end. But we should have one more exciting match for you guys, and it'll be the one after this one.
And this one.
Yes.
We now have a good time.
It's all right. It's all right. We've hit 6 o'clock. We're down to potentially our last match of the day. That's not too bad. Doing this in 6 hours with that early thing. Thundershot would like to personally apologize for playing Felon Control on behalf of Chalice players everywhere, which we appreciate.
It'll be fine. We just need to get this one over and done with. Hopefully, as much as Thundershot complains about bad variants, I hope he gets it right now just so we can finish. Hope not.
Alright, so just trying to pull up the players' Steam profiles for the moment as we move into game. And then we'll just keep them rolling.
Yeah, we'll just roll straight into it once the master gets back. There is to take a break here, I think.
So we appreciate all you guys for coming out here today, supporting the debut of the Eternal Tournament Series. This is our first match. Me and Kirby are doing a 2-man show over here. There's no production back end, no Rickenter, no Miller, so we're all doing multiple jobs. So we apologize for anything that's a little bit iffy. Teams haven't done this before either, so everybody's sort of running around. So the fact that we were able to get all this through in about 6 hours is quite nice, even if some of the matches were a little long. Both the players and the chat have both complained about slow play. We're going to look into that. A chess clock would be our first idea. We'll see how it goes. But we'll be back next week, hopefully a little bit smoother, hopefully a little bit faster, hopefully just as fun, if not more.
Something how to better, faster. That's not right. It's hard. Is it harder, better, faster, stronger? I can't think anymore.
All right, that was not helpful at all, Thundershot.
It wasn't. Okay, master plan's back. We might be able to get into a game.
Yeah, I'm just trying to pull up Steam profiles here.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna have a quick glance at the chalice list. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to how well it's sideboarded for the Fel Control matchup. So it's got Permas, it's got Backlash, it's got Vanquish, it's got Wasp, it's got Titan. So it only really has the Backlash to board in versus the Fel. I guess Permafrost is quite good as well. If you think you can hit a Vara or a champion or something that goes face, being able to negate the Vara effects with the Permafrost. Obviously, it's post board. Pre board, it's the same old Fel versus Chalice matchup. We've seen it about 10 billion times at this point, it feels like. So, yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess you could also board in Titan just to try and ground some of the flyers. But the problem is that you give up some of your card advantage, in that Titan can't get hit by Chalice isn't really benefiting you from that.
Turns on a lot of your opponent's removal, Vanquish and stuff is something
Val
that
doesn't play Vanquish, so I guess that's
a lot of people can do.
So yeah, for Tony, no, that's not what I'm talking. Thundershots. There's two Fel Control lists. They're right next to each other on this list. And I'm now watching Shed play Ori and the Blind Forest. Let's close that.
That's that's not the correct thing.
No,
That's okay.
Unless we suddenly get crossover between the two games. Hey, I think we're in game.
Good.
I mean, at some point, like Thunder's hand cam maybe, but that's fine.
Nope, that's not something we have. All right.
Okay, so just looking at Master's hand pre-mall, it's pretty good. I think he might actually keep his hand. He's got 3 power. He makes influence of the chalice he has in his hand. He's got the wisdom. He's got a scrib. He's got a marshal. It looks decent. Well, I imagine he'll be keeping. I don't know what Thundershot's hand is yet, but hopefully it's also quite decent.
We don't currently have a hand. We have a hand cam. I don't know whose hand cam.
And Thundershot has just trotted out. Okay, apparently we're playing.
Yes. No, we're just gonna roll with it. Do your thing.
Whatever. So yeah, Master Plan's gonna probably play Scribe T2. Thunder's just gonna put this favor on his face now. And that's probably gonna go uncontested for the longest time. Master Plan obviously without the L's, so has to deal with his face Aegis, or just hope to build up enough of a board state that they can just chip Thunder down to 0. But the channel plan is a lot less reliable once that Aegis comes online. Thunder thinking for a bit about his turn. I imagine if he has a bloodcaster, he's probably just going to slam. No, okay, he probably doesn't have bloodcaster then. And as Master Plan, draw just Wisdom Elders at the end of Thundershot's turn is probably the play. Can't see any reason why you do anything different from that. Thundershot's not presenting a threat. So Desert Marshals don't need to be played, at least certainly not yet. I don't know why Thundershot would even play the Warrants of Silence, because you don't really care about most of the early units from Fel Control as Thunder decides to draw cards. That's probably why he didn't play out something. Just draw some cards instead. And there's the Vara's Favor on the 1-1. was a pause, so Thundershot will know there is a fast spell in Master Plan's hand. I think you might figure out it is Wisdom. Yeah, there's the Wisdom. Draws into the Vanquish, which is probably dead, and the Combre Healer, which is not quite dead, but close to dead. Actually, those two combined will be able to kill a Champion of Cunning with the Primal activation. So, not the worst in the world, but not great either. I think Master Plan might be tempted just to throw the Chalice down now, and he does so.
We continue our theme of players having Chalice on 4.
Yeah. Master Plan doesn't. He can go Combre Healer. Yeah, Chalice, Combre Healer. It does lose the ability to pop an Aegis with the Combre Healer, but I think it's worth it at this point just because you get the card draw. You get a Loom Defender. You're able to set up a nice little board state where you can actually put up some form of a clock on Thunder. And also, by doing this, you dodge the Suffocate that I can't remember if there is in the main board or not. It's not, never mind.
All right, so that's a Felnot. That's a nearly fully activated champion on 6.
Yeah, that's the argument for holding the healer there, is that if this comes down as it is now, that Combre healer is... I mean, I guess you have the Desert Marshals in hand as well, so I guess you don't need that to break Aegis. But I think Master Plan's probably going to want to just Desert Marshal or Vanquish or Vanquish in some combination here. I'm just gonna... okay, yeah, no, he's playing Grandfather. Playing it like that.
You okay there, Kirby?
You know, it's 11 PM here.
Yeah.
I'm just tired as all. Yeah, so he's gonna silence it just to make sure the recursion effects aren't quite as good for Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
And probably Thunder's just gonna hold back here. Swinging to the 5/5 doesn't. The swing to the 4/7 even doesn't really do anything for him. And it's just another game of who finds the things that actually let them do things first. Master Plan does have a lot of cards right in his hand ready to go, so it's more likely that he'll be able to find at least something to do sooner.
Thundershot is on 7 cards in hand, so
yeah.
still a lot of stuff that he could be doing over there.
Oh, he could, but it's just a question of is it something he wants to be doing?
Mm-hmm.
He's working. Apparently, Thundershot is working on stream settings, so that's why he's not throwing stuff out. I'm just thinking, what can Thunder do that doesn't immediately get answered? Because I think if Thundershot goes Storm Witch, maybe?
Probably.
Yeah, there's a Witch, yeah.
Double Storm wouldn't have been very good there. It's probably the best Witch you're going to get. Well, not necessarily. Not without waiting a long time, though.
Yeah. I think the best card you can hope to get with one of those is Loom Defender, but that dies to Annihilate anyway, so... You know, you get the 2 for 2. It's not terrible. You have a 1/1 that can get buffed by the now. You can do actually meet your influence to get a double buffed Champion of Cunning, which is quite nice. Unfortunately, that will pretty much instantly be answered, but it's nice to dream.
Okay.
As
there you go.
Yeah.
We now have hand cam, maybe.
Let's get this up.
We're working
We may
on
or may not have hand cam. It's an unknown. I think we do. So there's Loom Defender from Master Plan. That's just going to short up the board. Get him some health. Make sure he's not in any immediate danger. Not that he was anyway. But now he's in even less immediate danger than he was a few moments ago. And now it's just a question of... Yeah, his best win con is destroying channels at face. But the face Aegis does make that significantly worse. So I guess his other plan is just hope that he can find enough units to go wide and just hit Thunder in the face a couple times.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds like a pretty good plan to me.
I don't think there's anything good in his Void to recur if he has a Vara Thunder Shots. No. So Storm Witch 2 they're not the cleanest
All right, there we go.
play. It does force the Loom Defender out of the way, but that does set Master Plan up to build nice board now. As a Master Plan has an Acolyte, has 2 Wisdoms, has a Marshal. I think he's pretty much set this game.
We now get to see Thundershot's hand, and it's not a whole lot of action. You're really looking for your Varas and your extra champions here, and Master Plan just has a ton of action and a ton of draw. So,
yeah, if he's only got Black Sky and Bloodcaster in hands, I think he might. There's maybe just holding the Bloodcaster until you hit 10 and just go, okay, I activate this instantly. You have no response window.
that's probably the line, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I like this Levitate now. I guess it does draw a card, but
He's
I
just
think
cycling.
I like. Yeah, I guess it cycles. I just think it might be worth holding it to the next turn where Master Plan will have a blocker, so you can just go over the blocker. Master Plan response is going to draw some cards now. So might have opened himself up actually. I don't know what to, but he's tapped out to do that.
He played a Wisdom, drew some cards.
Yeah, he drew Wisdom, but he doesn't have a Desert Marshal out online. I guess it doesn't matter too much in the grand scheme of things, but yeah.
Kind of feels like he's gonna Harsh Rule soon, like fairly soon.
Yeah, you don't lose too much of your Harsh Rule here.
But he could Island's Choice, the 5/5, and then he's just taking 3, and that's not like a huge deal for a Chalice deck.
I don't hate the Harsh Rule though.
It's not the greatest setup for him.
It's not great, but it's not bad either. Okay, the Kothon, I think.
So I think you play Sigil, you play the Temple Scribe, I think it's called now. Draw a card, you Chalice it, and then you just plan to Island's Choice the 5/5 when it attacks in.
Yeah, it makes the most sense, I think.
Thundershot's not playing any channels or anything, as far as I know.
No, he's not. He's high in Svara.
So, yeah, so nothing really to hold on to the Island's Choice for counterspell wise.
No, unless you're really, really scared of Deathstrike for some reason.
So I think that's the line.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got the script down. So he's agreeing with at least one part of your plan.
Could also just play the Lumen Defender that he drew, if you really wanted to.
We'll get up to 24, give him a good block on the ground. They're both probably equally good unless Thundershot draws like a Levitate. What he really needs is to find his double activated champion. Thundershot. I don't know why Thunder's holding the Black Sky. I guess last turn he was playing the Steward.
The less valuable thing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm told that Thundershot has already played a power this turn. But I like my line anyways. I think just play another power.
Yeah, he just plays Kothon, buffs Kothon. Now it's 4/5 endurance that's gonna make an owl at some point.
Yeah, gonna fly over, start making some damage, start dealing some damage.
I think you probably have to play the Black Sky now just to make sure.
He could like double block the 5/5 if there's no Black Sky Harbinger.
Depends what Thunder does, really. He's on 9, so I don't know if it's worth playing the Bloodcaster now. Because if you do get to 10, you can just go Bloodcaster, activate Bloodcaster same turn, and you're not vulnerable to removal in that sense.
No, I think playing the Black Sky Harbinger does prevent you from getting double blocked by the 4/3 and the 1/1.
Yeah.
On one of your 5 health guys, and does some damage, gains a bit of life. It's not terrible.
Yeah, so do you reckon play Black Sky pre-combat and just smash?
I reckon he's not in great shape, but I think his attacks are better if he plays this pre-combat, yes.
Yeah, there you go, swings in, yeah, okay. Takes Master Delivery down to 8 to 10 even. There's no blocks, but there are blocks, and Oh, it's just a
That
couple
means
of
harsh
chunks.
rule.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just harsh rule.
Not
Is there a desert martial art first? Is what I want to know.
no, no. He's not. He's not really concerned. It's Vera's and champions that are the scary part.
Yeah,
Lumen Defender reload. Lumen Defender
that's
reload.
reasonable. It's a 1-5 deadly. It's not the best, but it's not the worst either. So now, Bloodcaster comes down, activates, draws 2 cards.
These better be 2
Or
very
draws
good
1.
cards. Chalice of his own. Chalice of his own. That's what I'm
If
cheering
only.
for.
Once the hand cam catches up, as the Lumen Defender gets health. There's the Vara, there's the Temple Scribe. That's 2 pretty decent rolls.
Yeah. I mean, Temple Scribe draws a card. The champion was silenced, so Vara not immediately
That brings
impactful.
back Black Sky Harbinger.
No, I think you really do need champion to win this game.
Well, you either hold it or you get Black Sky, but yeah. It depends what you feel like you need. Right now, I think you're not under pressure, so I think you do just hold it and just play the Temple Scribe. But you definitely don't get the silence champion of color. Oh, second Woodcaster.
All right, I'm not going to cheer for Chalice this time because there's already 4 Chalices. Oh, well,
unless
dug him
from
closer
one.
to channel the Tempest. Misplay.
And it goes on to the activated.
They were both
Bloodcaster.
activated.
Well, yeah, but I still don't like that.
Doing it on face just pops Aegis.
Yeah, okay. I get that doing it on face also does pop Aegis, but I don't think that hitting an activated Bloodcaster is worth it. Like, it is Channel the Tempest. Yeah, so many more better cards in trial control to hit.
I think that just read draw 3 cards. Like, he used it as a swindle that also killed a unit.
Swindle.
Which, honestly, I think Master Plan should be playing 4x Swindle. I mean, what else is he playing in the 5-slot? Lumen Defender? That doesn't draw cards.
It actually does know it's Chalice.
Yeah, I know. But wouldn't it be cool if he was playing 4x Swindle?
It would actually. Thundershot's just gonna get the Levitate out of his hand, ping for 2.
Maybe play
Well, I just looked at his hand. He found a Desert Marshal. That's pretty decent.
yeah, it gets it out of the way of his Varas and champions.
Yeah, more importantly, that allows him to silence this Lumen Defender on the ground. So, okay, it doesn't actually matter too much because Master Plan does have the second in hand ready to go, but
He's got a lot of stuff in hand.
he does. And he has so much stuff. And he's not winning the game with it, and it's annoying.
Well,
This is why people hate Chalice. It doesn't win the game, he just sits there.
well, it is going to win the game, though. There's not really going to be any kind of draw sequence that Thundershot can get that's going to grind out the endless army of 4Xs. So
yeah,
he really needs to find a champion and soon. Preferably 2 or 3, but he's only got 3 left. So.
how many cards has he got left? 42? That's not unreasonable. Yeah, because if he gets 1, it gets double marshals.
Yes. So that's why he needs the second one.
Yeah.
Whew.
This isn't what I signed up for.
And he needs to not die in the meantime.
Yeah, that's also the important thing. Like, there's going to be a very slow, steady, massive unit assembly on Master Plan's side of the table. Chalice is going to eventually just go, okay, I have enough boys here. I can just smash you in the face if you have face Aegis on. Considering the A space here, it's only going to do 3 damage. Yep, goes for it. Takes it out of 19.
So, speaking as both an organizer and a viewer, there was a lot more Felon control than I was expecting at this particular tournament. The Chalice, not really surprising to see most of the teams bringing some variant of Chalice. It's a strong deck, it does its own things, it has a couple of very powerful matchups, so not super unexpected. What I didn't expect to see was the Felon control.
You know that Black Sky Harbinger play I was talking about earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's happening.
All right.
Oh, DIY board wipe from the grave.
That looks really good until he plays Harsh Rule.
Yeah.
And then it
I
doesn't do
approve.
anything.
Yeah, I approve, but unfortunately you have just set yourself up for abject failure.
Project failure.
No,
Yes.
abject failure.
So,
There's a harsh rule of the chalice as well. Just more. Ugh.
while this unfortunately happens in front of us, I've been thinking about the Felon Control, and I'm looking back at the teams. And OND Flame, as a team, they didn't pick any decks to specifically target anything. So their lineup they chose as something more of an all-rounder.
Yeah.
A lot of teams picked the Queen deck that Unearthly had been playing as a really good opener,
Yeah.
or at least something that was very good at targeting specific decks and cutting under them. Not something that had a
Yeah.
ton of weaknesses.
Yeah.
And then they filled that in with Aggro Combre and Felon Control to sort of fill the gaps against each other. So none of these decks are like specifically Combre killers, although both the top end of Felon and the low end of the Queen decks can incidentally beat it.
Yeah.
So, the Felon gives you good insurance against some of the aggro, and because of the way they're built, against the control. And there's a champion.
Champion double silence. Oh no, it's one. It doesn't have double silence. Oh, he has vanquish silence.
Vanquish, silence, and then Island's Choice it if it decides to
Yeah.
start
That's
rumbling.
positive cards at this point. He can do whatever he wants, basically.
Yeah.
He can. There's the martial harsh rule at this point, I think.
Think you can escape me?
I feel like that might be a bit of a misplay, just because you do have the island choices in hand. You can, kill it without using your harsh rule, but this game just is the gift that keeps on giving. Let's phrase it like that.
Chat is comparing the length of this game to various length of time in the universe. Comparing it to the campaign was one that I particularly enjoyed. Please don't channel the unit. God damn it.
Channel the unit.
Alright.
He's trying channel number 2 that unfortunately does no damage to face. Oh, that's channel number 3, isn't it?
I mean, that's just a removal spell. That's not face
Yeah.
damage. We're not trying to end the game here.
I don't care how many cards are left in the deck. 25. There is a possibility that by some sheer.
Yeah, I mean, if Master Plan Dirtle's too long, he could just deck himself.
Yeah.
It would take some pretty concerted channeling units, but it could happen.
Yeah. Channel units. Thundershock. How many barrels has he played? Did he only play 2?
He
Or did only play
plays 3.
Yeah, he plays 3, but how many has he played?
1, I think.
Because I've had a
Oh,
real
wow, that's a good
possibility.
draw.
Oh,
Hold on.
hello.
I'm awake.
suddenly No longer got it. No, it's fine. He's got Island's Choice into. No, he goes harsh rule into Islands.
But he doesn't have a silence. So
He doesn't have
that
silence.
could matter
Yeah.
if Barrett's favor comes back, because this is
That
the
could-
one thing that he can use to grind out his opponent.
That's true. I was just hoping for the DIY board wipe from Var, but this is probably better, I guess. Oh, and there's a free Aegis pop as well.
Close your eyes. Listen.
Oh, boop. Yeah, there it is.
Okay.
What's Sluttershot's response window? Oh, it's got Death Strike. Yeah, that explains it. So
Okay.
I guess
Now we just sit here.
channel the.
I feel like we're going to see another chalice draw, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. I think
Off the
I'm
other two,
feeling
too.
Chalice Straw, and if that doesn't work into anything.
Just Kothon?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure.
No, you
Island's Choice gets blown out
so
by
you
nothing.
so you can't Kothon draw and hold up Island's Choice.
Yeah, you can't do all of that. But you have to. You definitely have to have something to deal with this champion. He's gone to 2. Did he play power this turn?
I believe so, because it's not highlighted.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. These turns go so long that it
Yeah,
can be
I'm
easy
just
for even the most attentive of casters to forget whether or not they played a power 10 minutes ago.
This is actually. Ooh. This is actually So Thundershot's gonna. He's gonna keep his champion for a turn, at least until Master Plan's next turn. He's done 7 damage, so that makes his clock when he finds his aura a bit better.
Yep. Various favor
Yeah.
for the cycling, just deck thinning, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, I feel like that's fair. How many cards? 20 left in the deck of Master Plan.
I would be shocked if he didn't channel this this champion, because that seems to be the way the things are going.
Yeah, you channel the champion or a space to face first, I guess. Lightning Strike takes out the owl. I think Master Plan's realized he does need to win the game eventually.
Ugh, unlucky. Has he also realized this is only game 1?
I don't know.
Okay? Please don't harsh rule. Please don't harsh rule.
Please no.
Don't do
channel that champion. Channel the champion. Problems will fly, just channel the champion.
Like, this is just where you get into, like, BM channeling your own Desert Marshal or something, and then harsh rule your board, and you're like, no, please.
If he does that, I will...
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. We successfully channeled the champion. Drew another channel. You know, he could have killed him 3 times if that first channel went face instead of on the Bloodcaster.
God damn it.
There's a pretty good copy paste in chat.
Oh, is that now chat open? The best part is I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch most of this and some attempt to dredge highlights out of this.
It's okay, just skip all of the Chalice matches.
Yeah, except for the one where Swindle was played. That was pretty good.
I mean, sometimes you just like overpaying for your slow speed Wisdom of the Elders.
Yeah, channel on the Steward.
Channel the Tempest. Cards. The real name of that card is Channel the Units. It doesn't go face.
That's the plan with 13 cards left in the deck. If Thundershot could somehow assemble a board wipe, he might be in with the chance of winning this game. Because I think Master Plan might almost be out of units at this point, to be fair.
See, that's why you need to play the Amber Ring. He's down to 13 cards.
Yeah, he's down to 13.
Alright, so Vera off the top is what we're looking for.
Vara into Black Sky Harbinger, I think, is the play. I don't think you would bother with the champion. I think you just need to stay alive and just deck your opponent at this point.
Well, your opponent has every card in the game in their hand right now.
They don't have any way of actually killing your board without killing theirs, as long as you don't attack in.
They also have lethal on board. So Thundershot does need to draw something.
Vara into Black Sky Harbinger is the out.
So a power draw does end this game. And move us into, wait for it, game 2. So the one benefit of this is that Master Plan's Chalice Control... God damn it, aReNGee. Stop using your top deck powers for evil. Okay, so the game continues.
Yeah, the game continues.
I'm not done with you yet.
So Vara brings back, please be Black Sky Harbinger, please be Black Sky Harbinger. Because I don't think he can win the game if it's not... Well, yeah, okay. Black Sky Harbinger. I agree that champion, if he finds like a Bloodcaster or something, I agree that I think then you do bring back the champion. But having the Black Sky, just getting that life gain out, making sure your opponent can't reliably quickly kill you is the way to go.
I'm just gonna hover my mouse over this for the rest of the game.
The
timer, yeah.
Master Plan,
or
the
deck size.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's what matters. Is this going to be the first on-stream game that goes to decking?
I don't think this will be the first. I think we had a game that ended with 0 cards in a library with a win, but it wasn't to decking.
Because I think this one might go to decking. Because Thundershot does have the life gain. Any units he hit, I'll guess, because they do bring back units.
So that
now.
does 4 damage.
That's 4.
It's
Okay.
It's gonna need to be a harsh roll, but then we need to rebuild.
We need
So this is a game that looks more than anything like it might go to decking.
yeah.
Because what do you do? Do you make your units bigger to increase the clock? That just increases your clock on yourself because
Let's
you're
go for
drawing
it.
more cards.
You're almost out of cards.
Come on, do it for the second one. That's what I like to see. So that's a
Okay.
2-turn clock.
Yeah, 2-turn clock. If Thundershot can draw any unit with 3 attack or more, oh, he's passed.
Oh, good. Wisdom of the Elders. Let's get some
Nice.
card draw.
Okay, so Thundershot has a response. I don't know. I didn't see what it was. I know my Dispel Banner. There was
Nope.
just a waiting for some
Nope.
reason. Rip. This is how this. We don't even get a good ending.
All right.
We
So
don't.
that was it. He still has one more draw.
He still has 1 draw.
Master
It-
Plan
he's-
plays the Wisdom. This is the most disrespectful thing I've ever seen in my life.
Close your eyes.
It's pretty disrespectful.
He's at 7 cards in deck. He's at 4 cards in deck. All right.
That's. He's going for it.
He's
I'll give him
going
credit.
for it.
He's committing. He's got 4 cards in deck.
Thundershot
and
plays the
Thundershot-
banner. Don't concede. Never concede.
Please. No. I wanted to believe.
All right. So with 4 cards left in deck, Chalice wins the game.
Hey, aReNGee, ready for round 2?
All right. So the grandsons of those watching, let's look at the sideboards. Uh, um,
we have to do this again.
I mean, we were always gonna have to do this again. That was just game 1. Okay, so Thundershot
Yeah.
does have recurring nightmare, which can pull
Yeah.
away the Desert Marshals away from the champions. He has
I do
Sabotage,
actually like that.
which will be quite effective. Rain of Frog,
Sabotage,
we've seen
Rain of
very
Frog.
strong. Celestial Omen, Azendel's Gift. So Thundershot
Just
has
a-
a lot more of a fighting chance.
There's a lot of good stuff you can just board. I think you board in most of that, to be honest. I don't know what you take out. You take out some of it.
Levitates? Levitate doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
You can put in
Probably
gas.
take out Levitate.
Lightning Storm comes out. Lightning Strike probably comes out.
Yeah.
So there's
And then-
9 cards.
And then you board in your Nightmares, your Rains, your Gifts, you probably your Omen as well. Meanwhile,
5, 6.
Master Plan probably just boards in Backlash and Cries.
Vanquish, we've seen be pretty medium against Feln. If Feln's removing all of its removal, like you can put in Titans if you want. I don't think you actually want Titans in.
You don't. You really don't.
Permafrost could be quite useful.
Actually, oh yeah, no, I remember this Permafrost. Yeah, Permafrost is probably decent.
Yeah. And Scorpion Wasp for dealing with an Aegis champion could be pretty good.
Yeah, it's to Scorpion Wasp. I guess those probably are good enough to board in. It's kind of hard to think. Oh.
Yeah. So hopefully they can find a way to end it before showing off their entire deck list this time. But if Feln is able to land an early unanswered Nightmare or a key Rain of Frogs or an Azendel's Gift, he's gonna have a lot easier of a time. You know, post board this matchup does get a lot better.
Thundershot in the Discord. I fucking hate Chalice right now.
I mean,
I don't blame him.
so yeah, I think a lot of players are big fans of Chalice. It's very effective. It's very strong.
It's a deck. I'll give it that. It is a deck. So, I think we're waiting on. I don't know who we're waiting on for the sideboarding. Waiting on someone for the sideboarding on the Slow Descent to Madness. Thundershot's not doing anything in his client, so presumably we're waiting on the Chalice player. Master, as always we are.
Am I able to do that? Does that fit? No, it doesn't fit. Unlucky.
Isn't Lights Out supposed to be streaming after this? Or am I losing my mind?
He's away this weekend.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think I'm glad. I think he's glad for that because he'd be waiting for quite a while.
Yes.
So your regularly scheduled, actually fun gameplays has been replaced by Chalice.
Well, so we did talk to the teams before this, and like we said, SPG Echo chose Flame chose just sort of a well-rounded matchup for the decks. You know, they picked stuff that they thought would be effective and would complement each other's stuff. OND, SPG Echo had a bit less of a filled out game plan as I'm trying to pull it up here.
Yeah.
So they expected Bandit Queen and Praxis. So they put Felon Control first. They picked Burn Queen because Comfcoat thinks it's really, 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 really good. And
Oops, is his.
The rest of that was just they put in a Chalice deck because they think Chalice is the best deck.
Yeah.
A lot of teams seem to think that Chalice is the best deck to play right now.
I will actually say that. I'm surprised no one brought any Praxis-based deck to this. It's like, I figured there would be at least one. Because Praxis is a fairly reasonable deck. It's, it's not amazing, but it's certainly decent. It's got enough good matchups that it's probably worth bringing. I'm surprised no one thought of it. Or no one cared enough to bring it.
Well, it's not so good against like the Felon Control and the Chalice decks. Anything too grindy because it doesn't have that initial speed, and if you get behind, it's like Heart of the Vault is a great card, but the rest of it is not so good.
I mean, you have Heart of the Vault, you do have some good cards like Dawnwalker, and I do like Shatterglass Mage just as a off the top of the deck big boy.
Yeah, and I mean it kills Chalice, so what are we going to complain about?
Yeah.
But overall, I don't think the matchup's that good. And if you're expecting like Burn Queen, that's not like Praxis isn't really where you want to be against those kinds of decks. Combray can struggle. If anybody actually brought Elation, that's supposed to be a pretty good matchup. So,
unfortunately, we still need fairly safe decks. I think is what we end up with. Just good old Felon, Chalice, and Burn, and a bit of Combray here as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, the armory of SPG are taking their sweet time.
Yeah, well, both teams are thinking about it. There's a lot of changes that do need to be made, and they need to make sure they're right. Obviously, once again, OND Flame backs against the wall, but we should be getting into match shortly.
We're waiting on Echo, I think, not because I'm looking at Thunder's screen right now, and it looks like he's not doing anything. So
that doesn't mean we're waiting on Echo necessarily.
Unless Thundershot has died, there's a very real possibility. I don't know.
All right, we've got down into game. Excellent.
Wonderful.
Let me not click on the wrong one for once. Okay, I clicked on it and it didn't happen. Fantastic. All right, guys, game 2. Felon Control versus Chalice. You guys liked it so much the first time, we brought it back.
I think this is going to be dumb. Actually, no, Thunder might keep that hand. It's not exciting, but versus Chalice, it's not. You don't need an exciting hand, you just need to get power. And that hand is full of power and a Bloodcaster, and Wisdom and Avara. And he will elect to keep it, apparently. So, yeah. Meanwhile, Master Plan has the Chalice, doesn't have the full power he needs to cast, but does have 2 Scribes that he can't cast. Seek Power will fix that problem, at least.
Yep, and he's going to be drawing lots of cards. Thundershot at least has double Wisdom for card draw, so he's going to be able to draw some cards of his own. The Wasp did come in. As we see, we got more of those Fun Police Desert Marshals, stopping the match from being effective. But It's going to be a slow start. Chalice on
Yes.
4, as always. These Chalice players are very good at having that in their opening hand.
Alright, Thundershot with the old double Vara in hand, ready to go. Unfortunately, only has 6 power. Okay, so it's getting closer. He has Levitate, he has Wisdom. Yeah, I think he played that. I can't tell, there's a bit of a delay. But he does have Card Draw. There's the very real chance he will just be able to curve straight into 8 power. Unfortunately, then he won't have anything to play off that power, he says, as he draws a Champion of Cunning. Is that activated? It's activated on Primal. That's good.
Yes, if he can play then the banner, I think.
Yeah, so he plays the banner. He might want to play the Levitate just to get out of his hands. And then he has the he has another Primal Source in his hand. He can activate this Champion of Cunning's Aegis Flying. And then probably just force a Desert. He has Vanquished Desert Marshal in hand, never mind. There's the Levitate. And then Thunder goes. Oh, okay, swings in with the Bloodcaster. And then he plays Primal, plays Champion. Master Plan says, "Ha, you don't get to have fun." Plays Vanquish, plays Desert Marshal, leaves him with vanilla 5/5. I'm guessing is the line of play here.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, to be fair, a vanilla 5/5, you can still swing with it. It's gonna suddenly make some dents in Master Plan's health bar. Not that that's bad, it's because he has like 10 billion points of life gain, but yeah. The only thing I'm really what else does? Oh, Thunder has the Rain of Frogs in his hand. I just noticed. So that there's a world here where somehow Master Plan decides, no, I don't want to cast this Desert Marshal. Yeah, I'd like. I imagine. Yeah, there's. Oh. Okay. He's letting that go to the void, where he's going to go into the void unsilenced and swinging for 3. That's a surprise to me. You know that he's playing Vara. You know that his best weak con is bringing that back. I'm not entirely sure why you wouldn't silence that. I mean, to be fair, like it's I don't know. It is apparently 2.5 hours this series so far.
Yes.
And most of that is this match. So
it's been a long one.
Yeah, it has been a long one. So I think Thundershot's just thinking is rallying off this Rain of Frogs now. Playing the Witch does literally nothing. Thundershot also has the option of just playing Wisdom the Elders, drawing power, getting up to the 8th power. He does actually have enough to get a double activated champion, and in terms of influence in his hand. Thundershot's just gonna draw some cards. He doesn't need to do anything right now. And maybe find Bloodcaster. I think he's the only card he can really play. Seek Power will also work, I guess. Swings. Doesn't swing. And maybe I guess he just plays the Shadow Tendril passes then. Yep. So now Master Plan probably needs to play this Amber Acolyte because he desperately needs power, I think.
Mm-hmm. No, Alexa draw.
No, I
probably going to go for the Temple Scribe then.
But I don't like that. You could have done the same thing, except your power could have been active, and you could have had a whatever. Sabotage comes in, finds Wisdom the Elders or Wisdom the Elders.
Your choice. Pick one.
A bit of scouting there for the Rain of Frogs from Thunder. Realizes he doesn't have anything. I don't need to crack this rain yet. I guess the only thing in Master Plan's hand worth frogging is maybe the Lumen Defender. And yeah, just now wait non-Master Plan decide which of these units he's going to buff, and then how many cards he's going to draw after that.
Well, the good news about Chalice being kind of low on power is that it can't do whatever it wants to, which gives Thundershot a lot more time. Looks like he's pump faking with the sabotage, just looking for something worth Rain of Frogging.
Yeah. I think that was the point of the Sabo. I think Thunder might just go, okay, hold my Vara, I'm going in next turn.
Yeah. Gonna look for a Witch Storm combo.
Okay, Witch Storm doesn't actually do much. It kills one extra. I know, it's A spacing. Okay. So Thunder, I think he blocks the 2-1 here.
Interesting.
And
Safe travel.
yeah, there's Acolyte. I don't know if I like that swing. I don't think Thundershot is down to 15, but I think this Vara is going to do a lot, shall we say?
Yes. Should be pretty good. Should be
Yeah.
pretty strong.
So
Again, pushing all this damage without a Channel the Tempest in hand is a little bit sketchy.
Yeah.
That
So
attack
Thunder
was a little bit
swings.
interesting.
Yeah, swings for 2 because they think the Thunder thinks he can get away with it. And here's Vara, here's Champion. Oh my big boys, I'm going in. And Master Plan is not looking great here. He's got a couple of draws he can use to get silences into his hand. Oh, nothing off the Wisdom. So we're going to use Chalice.
He's gonna need to use Scorpion Wasp.
Oh yeah, he's
to
going to use
kill the
Scorpion Wasp,
champion.
but he can't silence the Vara is the important thing, because now this Witch is actually useful and it brings back Champion. If that is the line of play that Master Plan goes for. Alternatively, he can Scorpion Wasp the Vara. That isn't great either, because you still have to deal with the Champion of Cunning.
Well, there's a Storm, so you
So
could attack with the champion.
no, here's what you do: you A space. Oh no, you don't A space. Yeah, you.
I don't think that's better than.
No, it's not better. You swing with the Champion.
Okay.
Oh, here's the Rain of Frogs. That takes out Scorpion Wasp.
Yes, that could take out Scorpion Wasp.
It's either that or Lumen Defender. Scorpion Wasp just makes this champion so good. Like, it's not even funny. Take out Lumen Defender makes the Vara a bit better, but I still think you take out the Scorpion Wasp. Yeah, there it goes.
Yeah, if you're planning on attacking this turn, that's definitely the thing, and it puts Master Plan much more in the back seat, as he'll need to draw something.
Yeah. Actually, now he's done that, I don't hate swinging with the Vara. Oh no, he's on 4 power. Never mind. I was thinking you can just swing in and you just play the Vara in hand. You don't have power with that yet.
Not with 4.
Not before. So Destiny Frog.
Off the top.
Yeah.
So he would have drawn another Scorpion Wasp.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good to see us another shot.
Sandstorm Titan. That's an answer.
No, it isn't.
It is until Witch Storm comes out.
Yeah.
So Master Plan's actually just dead? Yes.
Yeah, he didn't play Lumen Defender. Yeah, he's actually dead.
Witch Storm takes the game.
Frog.
Desperation Frog.
All
right. We saw the line.
Yep, there's the Storm. There's the Witch.
There's the game. All right, so that was a lot faster.
Yeah, that actually ended in a reasonable time frame. Let's go to game 3.
That's exactly what I wanted to hear. All right, game 3. So, Chalice is much better set up, or Felon Control is much better set up for the game 3 than the previous one.
I don't like Master's sideboard versus Felon as much as did the Chalice decks that we've seen today. So that's probably coming to some form of fruition here. But yeah, like if we get another game like that again, then we have to go to a 5th game in the series. It's one of those things where you want the channel next to lose just to causing you this much pain, but at the same time you don't because you kind of like to go to sleep.
Chat's just losing points. All right.
And Thundershot has apparently slammed his head into his desk.
He does that a lot. All right.
So once they go into game, hopefully they go into game sooner rather than later. We have a serious conversation about this tomorrow. We do indeed. The serious conversation is, do I actually have to do highlights for this?
I mean, not if you want to.
There's some stuff. I probably won't make a long one, but there's some good stuff in here.
All right, here we go.
There we go. Master Plan's Primal Hand is garbage. It has Primal, it has Justice, but it has no time, and you kind of need time. Meanwhile, Thundershot has found in his Primal Hand the Asnil's Gift, but it's only got 3 power, but he's going to choose to keep it. It does actually have an Island Saver in hand. And there's a question of, does Master Plan keep? I don't know if he did or not. He did keep. Ugh, I don't like that. I guess drawing the 3rd power, that makes it a lot better, and he does have 2 Kothons. But I'm not entirely sure that's worth it, because you've just got an uncastable aReNGee in your hand. And also, apparently he's not playing Chelsea, he's playing Kothon Tribal.
Well, you know, sometimes you just want to show off your Huru deck splashing aReNGee.
Is this Alramp all of a sudden?
It's almost as fun of a deck to watch as aReNGee.
So, Master Plan just deciding, I don't want to play any of the good cards in my deck. I'm just going to play some Owls, or Kothons even. And Thundershot was going to respond by Draw Power. Here comes the Raid of Frogs, and it finds channel.
Take out the Kothon. We've seen too many Kothons already.
Actually, there is an argument to be made for taking out Kothon. If you haven't seen
it's not a
already.
good one. It's not a good one.
Not now. Maybe if it happened before the Kothons came out, but no, not now. You absolutely take out the channel here. I don't think.
I mean, if you really wanted to go deep, you could take out the Amber Acolyte, but I think with the Wisdom of the Elder in hands, that's too deep. I think just take out the channel and be done with it.
Yeah, take out channel. There's just making sure he's considering all options here, and I think eventually he will realize that just take out the channel, unless he's trying to do something really funky.
I mean, you could take out Wisdom to deny card draw, but then you're just giving your opponent a bunch of, okay, he took out a Permafrost.
That was he takes up. Okay, here's the thing. All right, I see where he's going with this. You know your opponent's called screwed. You know your opponent. You know you have an Asnil's Gift. I think what Thundershot's going for with that is, can I get my dudes out and get the gift on and have them survive?
Could just be trying to ride these champions to victory. Like, he probably slams champion here.
Yeah, I think he's playing... Oh, yes, Primal Activated Champion as well. I didn't think about that.
Must be nice to be lucky.
Yeah.
Okay. Because he did not have that activated when he played the...
He did not. But
the thing. All right, so now he's probably going to ride double champions.
Oh, he's absolutely going to do that. Master Plan stuck on full power and he's color screwed. Thundershot's bad luck coming, and this is greedy. I think, he can't follow up with anything.
Well, he's just trying to push damage through while he can, turning it into a racing game. He drew a second channel stuck on 4, so I don't know how long this game's going to last in the face of double champion.
Very. Thought this game might actually in a reasonable time frame, as that's going to be 2 5/5 Aegis Flyers bashing down. And there's another Justice Sigil, so, I mean, I guess you can play this Vanquish and just hope he draws into something like a Harsh Rule.
Like, you might as well Vanquish that, right?
Yeah,
Because then you can draw Harsh Rule. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then you're not dead next turn.
playing to your outs.
Yes. I hope he draws Harsh Rule here and can't use it.
Yeah, so do I. Which,
That-
why not? Just
that-
get out your hand.
Oh, he lives! He lives!
I'm-
Temple Scribe his life. Except he can't
No, he
cast
doesn't.
it.
He can't cast it. He can't cast it.
Unlucky.
It's over. It's actually over. The game ended in a reasonable time frame. What the fuck?
The match didn't. Whew.
Well, the match didn't, but the game did.
The game did.
Those last two were actually reasonable. So
Yeah,
Thundershot
all it
goes
took
over.
was Chalice missing a complete color and a very lucky top deck to make it happen.
Yeah, and also, to be fair, that was a good heads-up play from Thundershot, realizing if he just took out the Permafrost, then
So,
he could just
for the-
stalk.
Those of you trying to leave, yeah, we got one more set in the match. We need Confcroat versus Thundershot, so
Yeah, and Thundershot would like an intermission, and I think I would like to get a drink as well, so I'm inclined to agree.
I mean, can you really complain about match time at the same time you ask for intermissions to make the match go longer?
No comment.
Asking for a friend.
But yeah, where is Campcroat? Campcroat said he was going for a nap, didn't he?
Yeah.
I don't know if he's back or not. I think he's back.
Well, if he's not, that's fine with me. It means the stream ends now. All right. All right, so we're going to take a short break. We're going to get these players back in game as soon as possible. So we'll be back with the final match of the day, or the final set of the final match. SPG Echo versus OND Flame going to the very end. Both players look into their anchors, Confcroat and Thundershot. We'll be right back.
And I promise you this match won't take an hour.
All right, we are back for the final game of the set, which will be Thundershot on Felon Control, representing OND Flame, and Comfcroat on Burn Queen, representing SPG Echo. Of course, Comfcroat being our mid-season major champion, and this will be our first televised match of him in quite some time. So we've told the players to go.
Yeah.
And we've seen this matchup in these decks a couple times before today. Previously, they've gone pretty in favor of Felon, and it's looked pretty convincing.
Yeah, I just don't. This is the bigger burn list. This is like the same one Earthly ran, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like 70,
Yeah.
79, 80 cards the same. So very similar.
I'm inclined to believe that this is going to go towards Thundershot then, just because again it's the bigger everything. You just start running into Felon's wheelhouse where it can just start one for wanting you and then bring back Fara, and then the Flyers are there as well and they're gaining life, and it's all just bad news from there.
This hand though is quite aggressive for Comp.
Yeah. This is the hand that you really need to beat, Fel. I think you got two Ronin's, the Outlaw. I think if we just if he draws power for a couple turns just to get some more Christ stacks, because Thundershot doesn't actually have any good interaction. He's going to annihilate a Ronin, which it certainly feels bad. Oh, that's the Queen as well.
So do you play Instigator or do you play Outlaw? I assume Outlaw for the Warcry triggers, and yeah, that's what it looks like Comfcroat's going to go with.
Does he annihilate as well, do you think?
No.
He's annihilated Ronin.
I assume he's going to annihilate as well, but with no power, that's scary. So
yeah, that's super sketchy.
So just play out two things.
So unfortunately, Thundershot used up all his good luck in that last match. Is now staring down 2 units and the Queen in hand. Comfcroat doesn't actually have the power for it, I will point out, for the Queen.
Not yet.
Okay, we'll have
depleted.
next time. Yeah.
So crash in for 5. If Thundershot does not find something, this match could be over quite quickly. Well, that's something. Ferris Fable will take out the Ronin.
Which does actually save him quite a bit of damage.
Yes, but he'll still be taking a fair amount of face damage this turn.
Oh yeah, but today it's certainly a significant amount less than it was previously.
Oh, maybe 9. Get that Stone Scar Drake in there.
Soulfire.
Yes.
Yeah, so there's the smash in, and is this Queen lethal? Can't do basic math. 3 plus 3 is 6, 11 plus 6. Yeah, that's lethal. Queen is lethal unless Thundershot does something here.
Yes. So Thundershot can play a blocker, and that's about it.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate.
With Torch, it's still lethal. So Thundershot's just dead.
Yeah, he's just dead. I don't think he realize. Well, he doesn't realize it. Yeah,
he can assume, but
yeah,
you got to play it out. So stumbled on power, high curve hand, Burn Queen got under him. Comp's pretty good at that, punishing people who summons on power.
So here it comes, and that'll be 6 damage in the air, 4 damage on the ground, and 3 damage from the torch in hand.
So exact lethal.
Yep, the best kind of lethal. And this is how long an actual game of Eternal should last.
Well, this is how long a game of Burn Queen usually lasts.
Yeah. So that was what, 5 minutes? That was good. Let's have anywhere between just 1 or 2 of those.
Yeah. So we got we should be ending on time. Is basically what we're saying. All right. Let's take a quick look at the anchor decks. You've seen this Stone Scar deck before. You've definitely seen this Felon Control deck before. Not as much in the sideboard for Thundershot to make himself lower curve though. A lot of his sideboard is aimed at the control matchup between the Recurring Nightmares and the Rain of Frogs and what have you.
Yeah. You could just board in Recurring Nightmare, maybe race, but that feels a bit silly.
That's not the best line.
No, that's line I'd take at this time of night.
But Comfcroat has a great sideboard for this. He's got Sabotages, he's got Suffocates, he's got more Queens. All stuff that's going to be quite useful to him as the game goes long.
Yes. Ruin is just useless, never mind. Um,
So I think with this particular build of the Felm deck, because it's lacking a lot of the anti-aggro sideboard tools that the other ones do, it's possible that Conf is actually more advantage than we thought.
yeah, I mean, I still like Thunder does still have the Strike Storm main board. I think that's where the most of the anti-aggro tools come from. Maybe it's just a case of, is it enough? Find out. Both players in their sideboards currently. I'm just looking at the list here. Like, I guess you're board in the permafrost to Thundershot. Maybe the Sabotage hope to hit and obliterate. But I don't think you.
I don't
That's
think
no
you can
scheme.
board in Sabotage. I think it's
Nah.
just Permafrost and board
Yeah,
out your Veras, and then the rest of it just stays.
Yeah. And then Camp can just basically do whatever he feels like.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good sideboard for this. Again, you got to question what you bring out. A bunch of Annihilates, so Impending Doom is kind of slow, but it's also kind of what you need. You know, you don't usually get these super aggressive starts with the Stone Scar deck because it has so much high end, and he just happened to draw into most of the low end
Perfect.
all at once.
I think you probably won't take out the Outlaws, as much as it hurts to say that. Like, take out the Outlaws, probably put in the... Actually, Suffocate might be an idea, because pretty much all of the cards you're going to run into will die to Suffocate.
Yep.
It is slow, but it is actually a perfect answer to everything up until Champion. I don't actually think about that. That's okay.
No, I expect the Suffocates will be coming in, the Sabotages, and then the rest of it is just trying to make sure that he still has enough in the deck.
That's the important part. So let's
let's take a nice deep breath and enjoy.
Yeah, just enjoy the fact that we actually spending more time in the sideboards than we did the actual match. It feels good.
So, if we were prepared, this would be a great time to cut away to next week's matches and tell you who's going to play who.
Prepared. I think that's the OND Flame versus Feather match, isn't it? That's
yes,
next week.
Next week is the matchup between the sister teams. OND Flame, who we're watching now, will be matched up against their sister team OND Feather, and SPG Destiny, who we watched win the first game, will be playing against SPG Echo, who are still playing there now with Comp Crodon Stone Scar. So you guys won't want to miss that one.
And also Warcry and Titans are there.
Yes, Titans, the undefeated 3-0 Kamado, will be taking on Warcry, who were nearly swept by Bradykin themselves. So they'll have to see if they can bounce back a bit. But while it was 3-1, it wasn't as close as, or it wasn't as much of a blowout as you might imagine. They were very close to winning that fourth set, and then just putting themselves back to 2-2.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the plug for next week's team league. What else can we plug while we're waiting? Just plug everything. We've got time to kill.
Yeah, so if you guys are fans of the Eternal Tournament series, you'll know that we're moving into week 3 of our 7-week season cycle, at the end of which we'll have an invitational that's very important because the winner will go to Worlds. And Worlds is a very big event that we're setting up for in early November that has a $3,000 prize pool and a $1,000 prize for first place. So there's some pretty serious money on the line and a lot of pride for the players. Many of the players that are already locked for the event are getting as many points as they can to set themselves up for Player of the Years.
Is Unearthly still play? Oh, I don't even know if Unearthly's Player of the Year in the first place.
Unearthly has moved into second place, just edging out Kampfkrot by a single point. Kampfkrot has fallen to third, but he hasn't actually played in an event since the mid-season major.
Yeah, so quite a while then. So beyond Worlds, I presume it'll be, and it's just back into season. Is it season 1 or season 7 after we do Worlds?
After Worlds, we're going to do a whole rehash of the system and look at that, and we're going to look at getting the second season of the Team League out there. So Team League's going to run for about 5 weeks, then we're going to go to a playoff week where the top 4 teams will be battling it out. So
It's something to look forward to, certainly. But
Yeah.
right now, we are currently waiting for the team to actually get. Oh, there we go. We actually got there. Getting to the game. So, Kampfkroat's opening hand is pretty decent. He's got 2 Ronins, a Rapid Shot, and a Bandit Queen, which he has the influence for, but not the power. He's 1 shy. And I think that would keep. I can't tell with the animation.
that looked like a keep, yes. And that's a
Yeah.
pretty good hand. You know, you go Ronin, and then maybe
Yeah,
you
you go
draw 2,
Ronin.
maybe you draw 3, but you're ready to go.
Meanwhile, Thunder mulls into no
That's,
early interaction.
That's a bit of a slow hand there.
Slow is an understatement, and also Camp is on the play.
Well, that's always a boon for an aggressive deck.
Yep. So Camp's gonna go T1 Ronin, always good. Thunder's gonna go T1 nothing.
Well, not that the Felm deck has a lot of turn 1 plays. It's more the turn 2 and the turn 3 plays, especially, that you're more concerned about. But I mean, he just isn't nothing. He can draw some cards, but just having no units to put into play is not good.
Having no units, no removal, no interaction, basically, unless Camp decides he wants to play Obliterate. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate the last match of the series is going to end like this, because I somehow doubt the Thundershot can come back from this.
Well, I mean, he's going to have Death Strike on 4, and then he can play a champion, and he's only going to 19 here. So
yeah, Camp played a power. Yeah, okay. I was going to say if he didn't play a power, they'd probably borrow favor, set up for Queen next turn.
So we see like double Vera's favor. I guess.
I'm thinking either double Varus. No, he's ace based now, so it has to be double Varus favor. It was either that or Varus favor Rapid Shot, but you'd have to do the Varus favor pre-combat for that to work. So let's just double favor.
Yeah, that's usually a closer.
Yeah. So unless Thundershot's top deck is Lightning Storm, he's dead.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Like you can kill a 4-power unit and then you're still taking 10.
Yeah.
And then you go to 1. So
it's not very pleasant, no matter which way you cut it.
I mean, it is a top-heavy Felm deck, and that is what this burn deck does.
Here was me claiming that it was just gonna get outvalued in like the top end, but it turns out you don't even need the top end. You just go ace face to face. It wouldn't surprise me if they actually cut the drakes and you just went, okay, let's just go under them. Actually, yeah, thinking about that makes a lot more sense. It was like, okay, let's cut out my high end and just win the game.
It's possible. I mean, a lot of players like having access to that kind of card because they can, like having a game ender like that. But in this particular matchup, deciding to go under may have been the better line. Yeah.
If we did it, we have no way of telling if this is what he's done or not. Unfortunately.
No,
Does Applecast save him? No, it doesn't save him. I don't. Wait, does it? Actually, might keep him alive on 1. I can't do maths. Either way, that's an 8/8 instigator that's coming down.
Either way, if he used Death Strike or if he played a blocker, it keeps him alive on 1. That is a large instigator.
No, you can't play it. I think you have to play Queen here and just run at him. I
think Queen put him to 1 is better. Because then you got Rapid Shot, you got a bunch of units, and you got Instigator.
You literally have a 1 damage spell in your hand.
Yeah. So, yeah, putting your opponent to basically dead is probably fine. Even if you have to throw away a Queen to do it.
Yeah. They're just doing the maths now, making sure that they realise that they can actually just win the game in 2 turns. And they play the instigator. Okay.
Right.
This just gets blown out by Death Strike, doesn't it? This line of play. I mean, I think Camp still wins, but I don't think that was as clean as it should have been. Or is going to be as clean as it should be. Thunder deliberating even whether it wants to take. Oh no, there's the rapid. Oh yeah, you can use rapid shot a unit and put your opponent to 3. I forget rapid shot is also a good burn spell. So yeah, Thundershot is dead on board, dead in hand. Actually, no, he can Death Strike. Well, okay, no. Knowing what he knows, Death Striking the not champion instigator is probably the way to go. Beyond that, yeah, he's just dead.
Yeah, there's not a lot of play potential here. If he had one more power, he could like Death Strike plus Varus Favor, and then he'd be okay until the Queen came down. But really, there's
Yeah, it is too much aggression early on. I still say that playing the Queen last turn was the right play, but unfortunately, it just doesn't matter because the Queen comes down now and it's just lethal anyway.
Yeah,
So
the Varus
yours,
Favor
your own,
lethal is
isn't it?
probably better.
Yeah, it would have been more stylish. Let's look like that. So yeah, that's it. I believe we're done here.
All right, congratulations to SPG Echo, whose anchor Conf comes in with the big win there, taking out Thundershot on Felon Control in 2 quick games. As I mean, we saw a lot of the same matches today. We saw a lot of Bandit Queen, we saw a lot of Chalice, and we saw a lot of Felon Control too. A couple players on Combre, but it wasn't nearly as widespread as it was for the other teams. So all the right-hand teams won, which was interesting. SPG Destiny goes up 1-0, Team Titans 1-0, and SPG Echo 1-0. Records not so exciting since there's only been one match, but we had the full set of games. It was 3-1 for Destiny, 3-0 for Titans, and then 3-2 for Echo. So
Yep.
every kind of record here. It's been a long stream. We're at 7.5 hours, but we appreciate everybody who came out. Thanks to all the players. We hope you guys had a good time. I know we missed a lot of the Titans match to actually make it happen, but both of the other matches went long. We're gonna talk about it with the teams and the players and see what we can do to cut this down a little bit. We still want to get all you guys in there, but hopefully Rekenner will be back next week. We can do a little bit more active stuff, maybe get an actual caster in so we can have a separate producer and organizer to keep everything a little organized. It's pretty difficult to keep everything running smoothly when you're doing everything at once. So congratulations to the teams that came out, and a big thank you to everybody that's here. We will be back same time, 12 p.m. EST next Sunday on September the 24th, I believe. Yes. But don't forget to join us at noon as well, EST, on September 23rd, the Saturday, for the 3rd week of the regular Eternal Tournament series.
Yeah, should be good. Maybe I'll actually show up and actually play the fucking bad news.
So, ExKirby, you've been great. Thank you for coming out here. I know it's been a
aReNGee,
very long day.
You've
and
been
very
great.
late.
Thanks for putting up with everyone's shit for the last 7.5 hours.
Yes. It's I'm sure there's more coming, but thank you very much to the viewers, the players, everyone else. Congratulations to the winners, and we will see you all next week.